Good.
What's upper Dove Nation? It's Rich with Let's Go Warriors and Dean Chambers.
Hello.
Dean, what are we going to do today? Well, we're going to talk about Lindy Waters. Warriors traded the 52nd pick for Mr. Waters. And then we're going to, in about 13 minutes, we're going to bring on Doc Martin. I don't know how much he knows about Lindy. So maybe we'll get lucky and maybe he knows a lot. And maybe he'll have to dig his scouting reports from before. So Toronto's on the clock, by the way. So that's what we'll do today. I don't imagine we'll be on that long. But it'd be good to talk about Lindy Waters. What did you think about that transaction, Dean?
Yeah, I was just watching some of his highlights.
Oh, good.
Here.
Glad one of us did.
Yeah.
You know, I actually looked at his stats, and he didn't even play the Warriors at all last season.
Yeah, I was trying to remember if I saw him at all, and so I didn't think I did. But
I remember from 2 years ago, but it wasn't much either.
Yeah. Yeah, 3 years with the Thunder there.
Dude.
What's up, Daniel and RJ and Federico?
Federico got off to a poor start.
Yeah.
I'll just time him out.
Oh, well.
I'll just time him
See,
out.
man. See what happens when you come on here with negativity. First comment.
It's like, I'm pretty sure Lindy Waters didn't piss off your day. You already pissed about something else. Think about that.
I mean, this is for a 52nd pick, too. You know?
Yeah, it's obvious that they did not think that they could get a contributor at least as much as they expect Lindy Waters to contribute this upcoming season. And he does check, two of the boxes off. He's a decent defender at 6'6", for a two guard, and he can shoot 37.7% career 3-point shooter. And then the third box to check for Dunleavy, as he said in the season-ending interview, is size, and obviously 6'6". He's not small, so
no, he's not small.
Half checks the boxes of what Dunleavy wanted to accomplish, which is right here.
I think he's a true 6'6" too. Some guys are like 6'4", 6'5". They're listed an inch and a half taller or whatever. He looks like a full 6'6".
Yeah.
I did want to look up his age too. Okay, he's 26, almost 7. He'll be 27 next month. About time.
Oh, Jonathan Mogbo, University of San Francisco, just got picked with the 31st. Nice. Way to go, buddy.
Yeah.
So Lindy Waters is 27 years old.
He's about to be 27. He's 26. Right. His birthday is July 28th, 1997.
Okay. My bad on the comment. Screwed that up. All right.
I think too that they needed a. Oh my God, the stream, man. They're just reading it out right now, for me. But yeah, I think they needed a contributor who was on about as low of a contract as you can get, right now, and it's probably better than trying to get a college player or an international player or something like that. And although maybe not, we'll see, but
that
seems to be the
Well, Slater said that they're keeping him. So I believe Slater on that one. I can show you.
Oh no, I believe they're keeping them too, but I
But you
just
never
mean,
know.
you never know how good the 52nd pick could have been. But right now, it's a reasonable decision to go for a proven player.
All right, we got Doc Martin in the green room. So
Okay.
let's give Dean a quick break. Let's bring him on and you can say hello.
Oh, okay.
Doc Martin. Hello, Doc.
How's it going, sir?
Not too bad about yourselves.
Yeah, not bad.
Welcome back. It's like
Thanks for joining
I think we've had you on for at least 3 years in a row.
Yes, you have. Yeah, I appreciate it.
Oh no, we appreciate it too, man. So how you been? You pretty busy these days?
Not as busy as I'm used to being around this time. Really had a chance to kind of sit back and enjoy this process as more of a fan than an evaluator. So I sat last night watching the draft with just great anticipations of who was going to do what and what trades and stuff were going to be made. I think the first 2 picks were everybody kind of already knew what was going to happen with Sarr on Reed kind of just kind of being the number 1 pick, and Sarr kind of forced his way out of Atlanta because of just his time during OTE. I guess he didn't have a great experience down here in Atlanta and opted for a new city in DC. So, but after the one, like I said, I think I heard Gavoni say like the draft really starts at 3, and so so yeah, I was excited to kind of see how everything kind of unfolded last night. There were some surprises. I didn't expect Reed to go that high, and I didn't expect Connect to slip as low as he did. But I'm happy for the situation these guys ended up in.
Great. All right, Dean, we'll bring you back on.
Okay.
A little bit later. Thanks. All right, Doc. So are you still working with Babcock Hoops these days?
No, we still stay in contact, but we're not in the realm of evaluating players and putting out information. At least not right now. I'm not sure what venture he has going right now, but now we didn't do anything this past year.
All right. So what are you doing these days then?
I just finished up my 5th year as the athletic director at a private preparatory school here in Georgia, and just kind of really I've had some feelers out there about getting back into the scouting realm of the NBA. So we'll see what really kind of happens for me once the dust settles here with the draft. I've had some prelim conversations with some people and people speaking on my behalf. We'll see, and I plan to be out in Vegas. I hadn't been to Vegas in quite some time, and so I'll be out there this year towards the tail end to kind of just go out there and see some of these new prospects. See what they're doing on the stage against other pro competition, and be able to see some guys that I've spoken to on the phone and just reconnect with a lot of my NBA contacts.
All right. You said Summer League? Vegas?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I might go to that. I'm not sure yet. It's been a while. I'm going to be covering Team USA, so then that'd be 2 Vegas trips in a row. So I might need to take a break. No, it's just honestly, it's just the weather. Really, I don't like go out and party at all. I don't gamble. It's literally,
it's brutal.
I have a buddy who lives out there, so I check in with him.
Yeah,
and he's it's extra hot. I'm like, extra hot? Isn't it like 107? No, it's 110.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. All right, let's jump into. What do you know about Lindy Waters?
I don't know much about him. I've seen a couple of highlights of him being able to kind of score. I think he had like 25 this year against Atlanta. But it seems like he can do the one thing that kind of fits the DNA of Golden State. He can shoot the 3 ball. Seems to be a pretty good athlete. But again, just somebody else that can kind of really space the floor. Seems to have a pretty good basketball IQ. And that's what you need in kind of that Golden State type system of playing for Steve Kerr. Just, high basketball IQ guys who can do a lot of different things with the ball. If it's either shooting, playmaking, being able to know when to cut. So it's one of those cases they see something in him that kind of fits the mold as they're kind of slowly but surely kind of ushering out the era of Klay and Steph. So just giving these guys some more pieces to kind of work with. Almost, he could potentially come in and kind of fill a bit of a Jordan Poole role that was once there. And so I'd be curious to kind of see what he does with more extended minutes on the floor.
Yeah, we were thinking it would kind of be like a Damion Lee role, which quite frankly was a little bit less than, Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole's was in the rotation all the time. Damion hop in and out, especially hopped in when there may have been an injury and he's got to fill in for somebody. But do you see him more as like a top 8 rotation guy, or more like 9 or 10 like Damion Lee type?
I think more so probably 9 or 10. Like really kind of just see how things continue to flush out with how they continue to build out this roster. And I envision they'll have him playing summer league, and so that'll be a telltale sign of how much he'll be in the rotation this upcoming season. So we'll see what he does during summer league.
That's right.
It could clearly be one of those cases he goes out there and plays really, really well. It's like, right, we've seen enough. Let's go ahead and kind of rest this guy and get some other guys some minutes. So hopefully it'll be a good summer league for him.
Speaking of which, let's just segue into that. What did you think as an outside observer sort of for Brandon Podziemski and Trayce Jackson-Davis's first years, especially as now they will be with Lindy Waters going into summer league? What did you think about those two guys?
Podziemski was a surprise. I was surprised to see how well he caught on, the moxie in which he played with once he got on the floor. He was unafraid, super competitive, not afraid to take the shots that were there for him. But Trayce Jackson, I was a huge fan of his. Like when they selected him, I was like, now you've got a guy that can kind of assume that role when Draymond's out. He can do a lot of different things. Probably a better athlete than Draymond, not as crafty and in terms of nuances of the offense just yet as Draymond is. But I really like Trayce Jackson coming out of Indiana, and again with Brandon, he just really surprised me with just the amount of confidence that he came in and playing with. He probably heard a lot of the naysayers and the boos when the selection was made, and so he had a lot of fuel and motivation for when he went out there and played every night, just to show like, hey, I'm here and I belong in this league.
That's right. Now, did you? How long have you not been scouting, or how long have you been in your athletic director role? Was it like, did you do any scouting of Trayce Jackson-Davis when he was at Indiana? Is really my question.
I didn't do any formal scouting, but just once you've kind of been in that role, in that realm, it never leaves you. Like I can hardly go to a basketball game now to watch it strictly just as a fan, just for pure enjoyment. It's always analytical, dissecting what he can and cannot do. Like, it's so hard for me to watch a game now. I have to watch other sports to be a fan. But when it comes to basketball, it's strictly with my evaluator hat on. Like, I'm just always evaluating things. So I'm not complaining about it. It's like I said, once it's in you, it's in you. But just I have to watch other sports in order to be a fan. But when it comes to watching basketball on any given level, it's the evaluator, the analytical part of me that kind of always just clicks on. So,
did you get a chance to see the Draymond at the 4, TJD at the 5 dynamic? And what do you think of that, like, going forward? To me, I think probably Draymond has to establish his 3 in the first quarter a little bit more and then go from there. What do you think?
I think the things about Draymond is that, again, I love the motor, the energy. I love that he's the heart of the team. But I think the one aspect that he tends to forget a lot of times, like if he shows that he can be a little bit more aggressive offensively, like how much of a load that alleviates Klay from Steph when he's on the floor. Because a lot of times everybody knows he's just looking to make that pass to get one of those guys a 3-point shot. But when he's aggressive as well, looking for a shot at the same time, I think it just adds a different layer, different dynamic of what teams have to guard. And I just want that aspect of his game. Even this late in his career, he can't forget about, like, hey, you still got to be an offensive threat on the floor. Like, you still, we can't come out here and play 5-on-4 in the offensive end. You still got to be aggressive looking for your shots. And a lot of times, because of his unselfish nature and the reason why they've been able to have so much success, he tends to forget, like, hey, I can still score too. I mean, just go back and look at your days in summer league. Like, you were putting up some buckets. And so that aspect that he just can't forget, especially now, particularly now if they happen to move forward without Klay, which I hope it won't be the case. But just having another guy out there that's a perimeter threat or that is a threat to score, it just helps in everything that they do.
Yeah, what's your feeling on how, all of that with Klay? Like, I'd love to hear from an outside the Bay Area perspective, and in case if you happen to know anything, just like out of the blue.
I don't know anything particular, but I see both sides of it.
Yeah,
them wanting to sign a cap-friendly deal with him, but him also feeling like for the amount of years and championships I've been here to bring to this organization, you need to pay me as such. And so I kind of see sides of it, and it'll be, I think for Klay, it'll be really, really tough for him to go somewhere else and play and not play alongside Draymond and Steph and those guys. But when you throw some money in front of someone, in other words, giving him a deal that he just can't refuse, you might have to take it and just, exchange pleasantries when you guys play each other. I would hate for him to kind of break up the group that way, but I understand Klay's side, but I understand management side as well.
Exactly. And you used to work on the management side, right? With Portland? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And first of all, I wanted to point out, Shams just tweeted, not just maybe 30, 45 minutes ago, that Kentavious Caldwell-Pope has opted out. He becomes a free agent. And the little bit of insidery info that we got over the last week was that Orlando wasn't actually interested in Klay, but we weren't told who they were interested in. We think it's KCP. And therefore, that's why it was just kind of surprising, because to us, Orlando was like almost a quote unquote perfect fit for Klay. Because like all of those youngsters play defense, they're big. Klay can just come in and in fact probably has a starting role, because they started Gary Harris in Game 7 against the Cavs, and here I am sitting back going, well, I'm pretty sure Klay would have started over Gary Harris. Now I don't follow the Magic on a day-to-day basis, so I don't really know that. But anyways, so there's this information, and then like the way that I've been trying to tell fans to cope with the fear of losing Klay is that let's see. Okay, so we know that Slater and Shams reported in December that Klay was offered 2 years, $48 million. I just don't think you can just come out in the beginning of the season and offer 3 years when you don't really know. Well, now that we've had another season of data, right? So then there's that. At the same time, and maybe you can speak to this because you've probably seen this a lot, like, what makes Klay great and what makes the best NBA players the best is that they bet on themselves.
Yeah.
So of course he's going to decline 2 years, 24 million each, and play out the year. I mean, in the beginning of the year, he was like, I think I can be an all-star. And so things play out and all of that. And so now here we are now, months later, and if you're management, you're like, well, I'm not just going to give you a 3-year deal. Let's see what the market says. And then if you can bring us back, a comparable, then we can work with that. What do you think about all that logic and reason?
I think one of the things that Klay has to realize, now granted Dunleavy was there, but the emotional attachment was from the previous GM, and so there is a sense of loyalty, but then again, there isn't as much as you think it should be from Klay. Well, from management standpoint, like, again, Dunleavy was there. He kind of watched, Bob kind of run the whole show, but there's no really emotional attachment from Dunleavy for Klay. And I was thinking about this earlier today. Like, I wish to some degree the NBA was like the NFL, where players can restructure their contracts. So maybe it's a case where if you could do it, maybe Steph and Draymond get together. Hey, let's restructure our deals. That way we can kind of get Klay the money that he wants in order for us to keep this thing together. but unfortunately, it's not like that in the NBA versus the NFL. And then maybe something that, the collective bargaining agreement kind of when they come back to the table, when the new one is up, if that even an option of doing, being able to keep certain teams together, because now with all these different restrictions and stuff that are coming down the pipeline that are, preventing teams from keeping, 3 max players on your roster, who knows? But again, I think it's something that should be definitely up for discussion, but it's just one of those cases where he has to realize the loyalty that he feels like he deserves is not necessarily from Dunleavy as the new head of the organization in the direction in which he's trying to take it.
Yeah, I feel like the NBA always kind of makes a change that is too strong, and then they backtrack a little bit, and then it's almost like a pendulum slowing down. And you see that everywhere from how the game's refereed, to CBA issues and things like that. So yeah, it's going to be a pretty crazy next few days, I would imagine. And going back to the draft, since that's what's going on my TV in the background, is just some general questions like, what did you like about the draft, and especially because you've been in war rooms before.
Yeah.
Is the second round being on a separate day? How does that affect the whole process? And just throw in some of your experiences.
Yeah, well, I was watching Bob earlier talk on ESPN about just how now you're allotted more time in the second round to make these deals, to get some two-way deal stuff, or kind of solidify some stuff for your summer league. So I do like the allotted more time in the second round, because the first round is done. All of a sudden now it's just a frantic pace in the war room, trying to get this together, trying to figure out who's going where, who do you like, who should we get, type deal. And so I do like the more time that they're given in the second round. A little bit different having it, on a second day, but I guess they're kind of trying out to kind of see how things are going. So I guess we'll see how things kind of pan out for the rest of the day. But it's one of those cases where it's draft day is always a fun day, because again, it's where you really, as management, especially if you have your owner in the room, really kind of sit down and see, okay, let me see what this guy is made of that I've got running this team. Where's his business acumen at? Where's his basketball headed? Like, what kind of deals can he work? Because I'm quite sure, like, even like with Dolan, now that he's decided to step back and let those guys run the organization, his mouth had to hit the floor when they saw they made the deal for Mikal Bridges. He had to. Yeah. It's like, this is what I get when I step back and let the basketball guys do their basketball thing. And that's so that should be like a note to all the owners out there that want to be so involved with everything. Like, you hire these guys for a reason to do a certain job. Allow them to do their job, and this is what we're able to come up with once you step back. Hence, Jerry Jones in the NFL, step back and let these guys do their thing, and run your franchise. And so, I get it. These guys, spend all this money on this brand new toy. They want to be involved with it in every aspect of it. But sometimes being too involved could hinder the process. But again,
you're giving me Chris Webber nightmares, man. Literally what you just said.
Yeah,
I'm thinking that's probably what happened with Chris Cohan, Nelly, and Chris Webber.
Yeah,
just a disjointed room, and there was a Sports Illustrated little tidbit that came out that, back then it wasn't really there wasn't social media and all that, so it wasn't really talked about. Yeah. But the Sports Illustrated little paragraph at the end of the magazine was like, Chris Cohan has broken his new toy. But right when you said that metaphor, I was like, oh man, Chris Webber. Yeah. So it's hilarious.
I'm just happy that Dolan, just kind of has allowed these guys to really just do what they do best. And there's a reason why these guys have so many years of experience in the NBA. And now you see the fruits of their labor, and just think what the Garden is going to be like next year when they get that thing rolling, and they're playing against, say, a Boston and success. Like, they put this plan together, they've executed it. You see the finished product of these guys are contending or at the top of the East. Yeah, so that should be a note to a lot of the owners out there. We get you paying a lot of money, but allow these guys to really do the job that you paid them to do.
I can't wait to watch the next one. I don't know how I'm going to watch other teams, but like just if anything was a positive coming out of the Warriors not making the playoffs was that I got more time to see all the other teams.
Yeah.
And I just love the Knicks culture, and for them to make those roster moves is going to be fun, even just from the other side of the United States. But let's answer Dean Chambers' actually pretty awesome question. He's been asking that a lot lately. Basically, I'll rephrase it for you, is like, based on your experience, this being sort of a down draft, let's call it, and then looking back at the 2020 draft as perhaps a similar example. So that's why Dean is giving the example of Tyrese Haliburton. Why not in a down draft go ahead and just pick the guy you want? Now, I don't know if maybe we've made some wrong assumptions about Tyrese from 2020 or whatever, but what are your thoughts on just going ahead and pick the guy you like in draft years that are like this?
I think the biggest thing is just, one, you got to establish an identity, like who are we as a team? And once you kind of have an idea of who you're going to be as a team, how you're going to play, then that's when we got to go out and really evaluate and get the necessary pieces. Like if you look at the analytics in terms of where we're at in shooting or defensive efficiency, we got to go out and get those guys that at least move the needle just a little bit, like we move in the direction of the needs that we have. And then again, sometimes, I mean, again, the draft philosophy is just always such a crapshoot sometimes, where you're taking the best available, or you the guy that you didn't expect to be there all of a sudden now is there. Now what do? Do we take the guy that we really, really want or has a high upside? And so, like, the philosophies can change on the fly every night. But again, I think the biggest thing is just establishing who we are and how do we want to play. And if that's what we're going to do, whatever that identity is that we walk away with, which one of those guys on that board fits the T of what we're needing to move forward in the right direction. And then from there, everybody's got to be on board with that guy. And it's one of those cases, you're taking a poll from every guy who had eyes on the kid, like, are you willing to risk your job on this kid? And that's when the true evaluation of those guys you just can't watch 2 to 3 games. Like, no, you got to dissect every single aspect of this kid just to ensure that this is what we want, especially after the lottery.
Gotcha. Yeah. So if you've established an identity for your franchise, it's easier to make those decisions, because either they fit your franchise or they don't. And so, yeah, I think
there are truly some organizations out there right now that, don't have an identity right now. They don't know. And so I think again, it starts at the top in terms of just establishing what kind of culture and kind of identity, how we're going to play. It starts at the top, and once you're able to kind of figure that out, then everything else will fall into place. But you gotta have everybody on board, from the coaching staff to management. Like, okay, what are we doing?
And you can make the argument that maybe the 2020 Warriors didn't really know who they wanted to be at that time, which is okay. I mean, you go through those cycles. They just had major injuries. Mm-hmm. Steph broke his hand. Not only was Klay out, but Steph broke his hand. And I mean, you assume he's coming back. And then so now Wiseman looks like, so had they stuck with their identity, I guess, maybe they would have gone Haliburton. Who knows? But anyway, 2 last questions, and you can choose how short to. I want to respect your time as well. But your local Atlanta Hawks, what do you think they're doing? This is assuming you have some affinity towards that. And then just going back to the whole second round thing, because it used to be 2 minutes. And then I think I heard a story from somebody out there that's been in the war room where it's like, I think it's even Mike Dunleavy on the podium the other day. He goes, yeah, sometimes in the second round, we didn't even know who's picking. And I'm just trying to envision that. And I was wondering if you could go back to your days and give us a little anecdote of how crazy it is in there, or just really anything from, especially for guys like me and Dean, we kind of want to see the documentary of the Portland Trailblazers and being in there. It's just, we love being a fly on the wall. So the Hawks and 2 minutes of the second round. What do you think?
So yeah, with the Hawks again, I mean, it was all of the radio all yesterday. Even heard Landry Fields give an interview, which I thought was just super comical. It's like, okay, you're doing an early morning interview about the draft. It was like, and the guy kept asking him questions like he's not going to give you any information. Guy, you keep probing him, and he's giving you some surface level information or just generic questions or generic they've already prepared to the question. So I just found it very comical that he was steady trying to probe to kind of see what the Hawks were going to do. But I think it was just clear cut when he asked him about Alexander Sarr, not working out for the Hawks. So again, at the arrogant portion of my mind is like, okay, if a guy doesn't want to be here, then why are we drafting? All right, let's and again, I've heard some rumors that he wasn't even on their top. He wasn't in their top list of guys anyway, because they probably already had enough eyes on him when he was over at OTE. So they probably had a lot more footage on the guy than most teams. But it's also one of those cases, again, if a guy doesn't want to be here, there's no sense in bringing someone here who doesn't want to be here. And so there was kind of a obvious deal who they're going to go with the number one pick. And so hopefully he comes in and plays well. I feel like it might be a little bit of duplication, but again, it's one of those cases where you got guys on the floor, similar size, maybe slightly different skill sets that where when it comes on the defensive end, you can switch everything and there's no drop off. And I think that's one of the things with Golden State that made them so much more efficient and so just hard to play against, because when you had Steph out there giving more effort from a defensive standpoint to where now you're able to switch just about everything, the 1 through the 4, 1 through the 5, depending upon the pick and roll scenario, is that when you've got that switchability on the defensive end and how proficient they are on the offensive end, like it's tough to guard. It really is tough to guard. And I think, adding Klay and all that kind of good stuff along the way. But I think just the more effort Steph began to give defensively is when you can kind of really see a change in the team. So I guess that's what a lot of these teams are doing, just drafting these guys that are long, athletic, can get in the passing lanes, and have the ability to defend, but also make shots on the other end. So there's a little bit of a copycat deal kind of going on across the league, but you see these guys are acquiring similar like pieces from team to team.
So as an Atlanta guy, oh, sorry to interrupt you. You can finish your thought too, but let's get to the point. Are you guys keeping Trae Young, or what are you guys doing?
That's a great question. That's a great question. I wish I had an answer to it. Now he's become such a.
What do you want to do? Yeah, tough one. I mean, there's tough questions out there. We're dealing with is Jonathan Kuminga worth it to get Paul George? That's one we're stuck on the fence of here. So there's always these things that are just tough to do. Any Portland Trailblazers anecdotes you can give us as far as those tough ones? You could tell a story you've told before. I don't care, because like picking Greg Oden, maybe, all of that must have been. You guys must have had some tough calls as well.
I think it's one of those cases where like the first round is so pressurized. Like there's this very small margin of error that you can make in the first round. And there's a tension that you can cut with a knife in the room once the first round ends and you feel like you've gotten your guy. When you feel like you've had a solid draft and you've got this pressure that is released from the room. Second half is not so much. I mean, there's still the level of importance in the second half, but it's not as critical as the first round as it is in the second round. And so from there, again, once you get to the second round, those first 7 or 8 picks in the second round can essentially somewhat be first round picks, because a lot of times they end up making your roster. I like Draymond Green, but you're looking for just different pieces to bring in for summer league. It's almost like you're driving a stick shift car. Once the second round, you've got to hit that next gear rather quickly to begin thinking about guys who may or may not get selected. You're on the phone with agents trying to get those guys secured for summer league. Back then, there weren't really no two-way deals, but just it's a year you've got to shift to very quickly in the second round, trying to secure those guys and sell them on the opportunity. Like, hey, you come in and play well, there's a chance you might make our roster. That whole spiel that you're giving agents and to the players. Yeah.
Wow. So even though the first round was like that, it wasn't as pressurized to the pick but the craziness of the second round, because you had to talk and then you had to sort of recruit, all of that. And meanwhile, it's only 2 minutes. And so that's where you can see how Dunleavy goes, man, sometimes we didn't even know who's picking because you're just scrambling. And then you look up.
And guys, you envision for your summer league roster, oh, so and so just took him. Oh, let's scratch him off. Who's the next person on the list that they may fall through the cracks? So yeah,
you know, we often forget about that, right? Like, first of all, summer league rosters, there's a lot of guys, and then I don't really think anybody realizes that when they watch the second round of the draft. Is like all these summer league deals are happening as well in the background.
And I think it's easier now because especially now you're probably taking guys off your G League team that are filling with your summer league rosters who are looking for bigger roles. So it's a little bit easier. Like you have somewhat of a pool of players to still select from your G League team to add to your summer league roster to see if they're ready to take that next step. So or play well enough to where another team may want to bring them in and give them opportunity to make the tail end of their roster. So it's a little bit easier now when you have that G League team that's affiliated with your roster, and you're able to add those guys to your summer league team, so you're not scrambling as much as you would be in past years.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Doc. If I'm able to get out to Vegas during summer league, I'll definitely hit you up, and I owe you a dinner at least for all the three straight years, man. So have a safe trip out there.
All right, same to you.
Thank you for coming on again and just making this just so much more enjoyable, really, the draft and hearing all the behind the scenes stuff. That's what we do here at Let's Go Warriors. It's right up our alley, and it really makes our experience following a team that much more enriching. So I really appreciate your time.
Well, no, we appreciate guys like you again for the NBA to the growth that it's on. It wouldn't be where it's at without people such as yourself and the fans that want to know that in-depth behind the scenes information. So again, as a former employee of the NBA, we appreciate guys like you that just take an interest in this league and continue to help make it one of the best sports around the world. So we appreciate you.
All right. Thanks, Doc. And hopefully we'll see you next year. If not, maybe I'll see you in Vegas. Who knows?
Most definitely. Have a good one.
You too. Bye. Thanks, Doc. All right, man. That was awesome. I just love that really deep cut type stuff. And I'm glad you're here with me to do these deep cut type stuffs. And I don't have anybody else lined up for today other than Dean. Let's take a look at the draft board, see who else got taken, and we'll go to NBA.com. Let's leave Lindy Waters up here. Lindy Waters, basketball reference page. I looked it up already. He didn't play any games against the Warriors last season. It's really tough. I would have scouted. We would have done the scouting right now had I been able to find the information. My bad. I'm navigating around my browser and you can't even see it. NBA.com. Let's look at the draft board overall. I'm sure ESPN has one. We do have the ESPN live on the clock thing. Ajay Mitchell. I don't even know if I pronounced that right. Mitchell. Pronunciation guide. AJ Mitchell. All right. NBA full draft board. So as we catch up, as we saw, it was Mogbo, and then Filipowski finally got taken at 32. Jason Tatum tweeted, was it yesterday? Somebody's going to be sorry they didn't pick Filipowski. Well, he did get picked, 32nd, only 2 outside the first round. And then I don't see any of the guys that were on our mock, so to speak. And that's all the thanks goes to Eric G of NBADraft.net for helping us come up with possible picks at 52, which is now irrelevant because we picked up Lindy Waters. Splash nickname, I know, Arbel. Thanks, Arbel, by the way. Here's a question. What's your dream off season? I don't have one. I don't have one because it's too hard. Do we run it back? i.e. keep Wiggs? Does Klay even stay? I'm just going to sit back and enjoy it. Just going to sit back and enjoy it, man. This is so tough. You know what we should do is listen in on Bob Myers more and more. He was going to give away the strategy to Bronny James because he talked to Rich Paul before they went on the air. Did he reveal that? Anybody know? Probably. Oh, here it is.
Don't take Bronny James. He's telling him, do not take him. Okay? Don't take him. You take
perfect timing.
So he has a plan and he has a place. But he's not telling the Lakers. I don't know if he's telling one team.
Wow. We got it. That's perfect. Thank you, Doc. You signed off right at the right time. Jalen Wells. That was Eric G. Really liked Jalen Wells. I looked at highlights of Jalen Wells. He's got a lot of potential. Really good defender. Really good athleticism, and he goes 39, just like Eric G predicted. That was pretty cool to hear, Bob. Bob Myers, I'm doing the timestamps in the description in case you need them. Gives away Rich Paul's Bronny strategy, which is to tell teams not to take him so that he can drop to a team, unspecified team. Let me think about who that is. Yeah, that's a power play. Anyways, what's my dream off season? Officially answering that. Hope I answered that. I don't have one. It's difficult, and if you've been on the live streams of late, you know this. I did a whole video on Paul George, looking at the salary cap sheet on that. We can do it if he opts out and gets traded here. He would have to pretty much demand to come here. But people think that this is the best fit for the 35-year-old. He's 35, right? Paul George Wiki. Or is he 34? Might be 34. 34 going on 35. Just turned 34, my bad. I think he's 2 months younger than Klay. February, yep, 34. Okay, 2 months younger than Klay. Okay. Siobhan, I know, huh? I was excited too because I wanted to see what direction we were going in. The more data you have, the more exciting it is. And had they picked Iguodaro, then you have three centers. You have TJD, Iguodaro, and Looney. It seems like a lot. Seems like you'd want to go with two of them. So would that mean that Looney is going to get moved? Don't know. But now that's irrelevant. Had it been Jalen Bridges, then it would have been, so we went with a wing, 6'7" guy. Had it been Shamshe, then I would be like, maybe Kuminga's gone because maybe we're putting a lot of, hopeful, Kuminga's gone for Paul George, let's say. And then we're installing Shamshe as a potential way future franchise guy. I mean, that's a big swing. I mean, that's a flyer. As far as I know. I mean, of course, he's down in the what are we now? He could get picked next, but that would still be 40, right? He's 40th or worse. I don't know that you can bank your future on that. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know whether or not it's good to get Paul George. Don't know. I don't want to lose Kuminga, and yet I don't want to finish in 10th place. I don't want Draymond to get suspended again. I don't want, what do I want? I want Klay to be happy again. I think we can be good. Remember, we went 27-14 the last half of the season, 6th best in the NBA. That's a 50-win team if you don't have all the drama that we had in the beginning of the season. And not as many turnovers, please. No more turnovers. So, yeah, it would be a costly move for the – yeah. I don't think PG can be traded for unless JK is in the deal, i.e., my mind is frozen on that. I don't know what to think. I know, right? Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? I got to screenshot that. It's something to remember, man. Perfect timing. Like the one thing that you wanted to wait around on ESPN for showed up right then. Basketball highlights in the house. What else? Did I miss anything? Go ahead and re-comment if I missed anything. Oh, good question. I think this is a good question, Dean. I'm gonna say Wiggins off the bench. Moody at the 2. PG at the 3 to start, in my opinion. Here's the next pick coming up. 40th pick. We have 48 people here. Iguodala went at 40. Oh my, they probably thought that too. Their guy, we're at 52. We're getting intel that he's probably going to go in at 40. I was afraid of that too. That's why I specifically asked Eric, what happens if we don't get Iguodala at 52? What if he's taken earlier? And he goes, okay, fine. Then Jalen Bridges, and there's also Isaac Jones and Keishad Johnson. There's not a lot of, but Iguodala is NBA ready. 4 years at Marquette. Great passer. You can see the mobility at 7 feet on the ESPN highlights. Oh, that's for the Phoenix Suns. What a pick by the Suns, man. That's a good pick. Let's see. Wow. That's why I asked Eric G who Warriors would pick if Iguodala got taken before 52. So I was seeing him moving up draft boards other than NBA draft.net. I'll tell you what, though, the cool thing about NBA draft.net was they were the first ones to have Iguodala as high as 52, and he kept going up and up and up. Dean Chambers with the big yawn.
What's up, Rich?
So much for we want Iguodala. I know it doesn't always happen for you. But I'm glad it went 40, right? So that kind of legitimizes me going, we want Iguodala, right? Because he went at 40.
Is this for the Suns, you said?
Yeah, because they own Portland's pick.
They own their second round pick as well?
Well, that's what ESPN just said.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Obviously, the $1 billion website from the actual league.
I think maybe the trade hasn't been finalized or something.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you can't do everything.
That's my guess, yeah.
Based on, you have to go. Man, good pick by Phoenix, man.
They're getting a lot of higher value contracts, as I said last stream, I think, than just going full 12, 11, vet mins, veteran minimums here. So I think their front office is actually doing a pretty good job over there in Phoenix. Yeah,
Well,
we'll see.
better after picking Beal as their big three.
Yeah. Well,
I kid. I was never high on Beal ever since Summer League, man. Those Washington Wizards fans came after me, man.
oh, they came after the whole Warriors organization. Remember Kent
Really?
Bazemore said guys are out there tearing hamstrings trying to beat Steph for the scoring title.
Who said that?
Kent Bazemore.
Oh, that's an awesome. Oh my.
You don't remember that?
Oh man, Dean Britannica Chambers, baby. I do remember that, but I don't remember these things vividly. Look, I tell you what, those 10 years covering the Warriors, every practice, every pregame, every shoot around, everywhere, even China.
Yeah.
It takes a toll. You can't keep track of everything every day like that.
Oh no,
So I
I totally
remember
understand.
Bazemore, but it's like, oh man, I probably woke up at 4 o'clock the next day to get on a plane.
Yeah, no, I totally understand that. I just thought that was hilarious. Kent Bazemore is always good for a good quote.
Yeah.
And it was close between Beal and Curry, and he's like, guys are out here tearing their hamstrings trying to catch him or something like that. So and then of course we got Chris Paul from the Wizards, Jordan Poole. So
True.
yeah, interesting. But
And
they made the playoffs and we didn't. So
speaking of CP3,
yeah.
Gosh, we'll never know in the alternate universe where we kept Jordan Poole and maybe still made the playoffs or something like that. But
yeah,
I'm so glad we have CP's contract right now today in terms of optionality.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So in that respect, it was a good trade, and I think that you're going to see more and more of that. I think like just the Warriors looking for options, giving, especially as the guys get older now and are starting to, reach the end of their careers, like with Looney's contract was, which is now they just guaranteed it was only $3 million guaranteed. So you get to have these options,
yeah,
and in case something comes up. And in this case, Paul George has come up. Now, will we go through with that, or what's going on with that? First of all, it starts with Paul George. Does he even want to come here? Let's say he does. Then you got to explore and all of that, but you got to have options. And so,
no, especially for Dunleavy to be able to pull that off, coming off of a suddenly distressed asset, because of Draymond's not just the punch, but also just the whole tension that was there, that whole season and everything. Obviously you had to go through that season with that, the whole season with that over the team's head. But for Dunleavy to be able to find something to help us, the Chris Paul, even if he's guaranteed, I think he's still probably has some fair value for teams that have cap space that wouldn't be able to sign a huge free agent anyway, or a team that would like to get off of that bigger contract immediately, following the end of next season. I think he still has a lot of trade value, Chris Paul does. So yeah, it's just a great position to be in. And I still don't think, there's been a couple big trades out there, but I still think there's probably going to be, some more movement around, not just with the Warriors, but but around the league.
Okay. What else is going on in the comments? Let's put the Warriors salary cap table back up there.
Bruce said that Myers said if another team, I assume.
Yeah, I
if
just
some team.
mentioned that. We heard that live.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So if a team that he doesn't want to go to takes him, he's going to go to Australia, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean LeBron is going to be in the NBL?
No.
Oh. Huh.
Why would he do that?
Well, I thought he wanted to play with his son in professional basketball. That counts.
We've had this discussion. He's not walking away from $50 million.
I'm kidding. I'm joking.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Well, not everybody knows you're joking.
Do you think LeBron's going to play in the NBL? No, I'm kidding.
Not everybody knows that.
Yeah. No, they'll figure it out eventually. Oh, Dean said if we get rid of CP3, do we not have any backup for Steph? I think that's BP, personally.
Oh, good point. Yeah.
Yeah, I think BP can play the point guard more and more. It would help because he's taller, too. And he's a great passer, so maybe a little ball handling, a little improvement in the dribbling. But yeah, I think BP would be fun in that role.
Thanks, Bruce. I was waiting for the fourth. Hey, Jasmine, the fourth screenshot that we needed for me to tweet this out. You only get 4 pictures per tweet. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. All right, thank you, Bruce.
Yeah,
Makes it so much fun.
Vitamin D for basketball. I love it.
I don't know about you, Dean, but I get really exhausted after these live streams. But dude, it's like, it's great. It literally is going. It literally is like going to the Cheers bar, to see your friends where everybody knows your name, and it's like
Absolutely, yeah.
It's such a great experience every time, especially when you're on, Dean. Really, like.
Oh, thank you, man.
Yeah. So, and I don't know if I said this out loud last time when I edited these other videos, particularly the one where it was about this one, the first time we talked about Klay.
Yeah.
And GP2 opted in, and I'm thinking, well, he opted in, which means we're probably not signing Klay at $24 million. He's probably looking for more than that, and with good reason. Because if he, just go watch the video as to why I brought that up. And then I tacked on.
Please watch the video. It's great. Not just because I'm on it, too.
I tacked on your ending thing where you gave some optimism for it. And I was just editing it, and I'm going, dude, you belong on more podcasts, man. You got the voice, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you very much. Yeah, I
come to that conclusion when you're editing a guy. You're sitting there editing, clearing out this, that, make sure everything transitions well and it's smooth. And then you're like, this guy has the voice. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Rich. But I got to tell you, man, I think you bring out the absolute best in me. Like I don't think I could do that on any other platform. So
cool, man.
It's all on you, Rich. The ball's in your court.
I appreciate that.
Oh yeah, no, it's true. Yeah.
Oh wait. Since we're not really talking about anything right now, let's hear what Bob Myers has to say.
Okay.
And the work that you put in, and so many times you try this situation, it doesn't work. It's a journey, and I think the tears you see aren't necessarily just about this moment in time. It's everything they went through to get here as a family, and they appreciate that. And I love seeing that type of emotion. Well, you got to be VP of basketball.
Oh no, I don't want to hear Screamin A. I saw the.
You calling Screamin A?
Screamin A. I got that from somebody else, though. I forgot who I got it from, but Screamin A. Smith, man. He tweeted, or he said something. No, he said something on the air. He said, yeah, Paul George is not a catch and shoot, knockdown shooter. He's not a good fit for the Warriors. And everybody got on him because there's literal numbers out there that say that he is one of the best catch and shoot shooters in the league.
Oh yeah, Paul George. You want to hear another funny story that just randomly popped in my head though? You remember Paul George told Steph, "I'm from half court with it." And put down 50 grand or whatever it was.
I don't remember this.
Steph laughed at him. Paul George missed, and Steph drained it from even further than Paul George shot it.
Was this an All-Star game or?
No, it was just a regular season game in 22 or 21.
What? Why do I? Oh man, I don't remember this.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. Just, why would you say that to Steph, man? I'm gonna dunk on you. That's good trash talk.
This was during
I'm from half court with it versus Steph.
This was during a timeout, or when did they have?
No, there's someone was shooting free throw, and Steph was in the backcourt, and Paul George was like they weren't lined up to rebound, so they were talking to each other, and PG got the ball, shot it from long range and missed. Steph got it, came up. Maybe it was a play after that, but Steph got it pretty quickly after that, came up and just drilled it.
Wait, this was just during a timeout? I forget what you said.
No, it was so they were someone was shooting a free throw, and neither of them were lined up to rebound. They were both just beyond the 3-point line, chatting. And I think maybe the mic caught Paul George saying, "I'm from half court with it," or a lip reader or something like that. But it was legit. Like that's what he was saying, I'm sure. And he challenged Steph. But no, he's a shooter, man. Paul George can shoot the ball. That's that's a bold take, saying that he's not a good spot up shooter in the Warriors system. I don't agree with that. Now maybe he likes to have the ball in his hands. Maybe he doesn't move without the ball as much on the Clippers or whatever as you would expect in the Warriors offense, but he can shoot the ball. Sure.
Wow. Anta just announced that Kyrie Irving will do a BET as a sponsor? No way. Yeah, BET is a sponsor. Anta showing Under Armour how they should be marketing. Good Lord. Anta is kicking butt. Wow. Kyrie.
Man.
It's not even in the Philippines or China. Kyrie Irving is going to do a thing with Anta at Los Angeles Convention Center. There's going to be a one-on-one tournament. Oh my goodness, that's how you do it. That's incredible. Oh, thanks, Dina Gone, with the clip that I can now. Oh, it's an article. Let's see, how old is this? October 22nd, 2021. Thanks, Dean. Awesome, bro. Put that in there.
Nice.
Oh man, nice. The stuff that we talk about and come across on every live stream is it's epic. It just totally makes the experience so much better. I could not have imagined, I mean, look, let me put it this way. This is the brace yourself. Let me put it this way. I would say after 10 years of watching Steph shoot around, honestly, it gets kind of old. But that's 10 years. 10 years of watching Steph shoot around at practice. You see the same thing. In practice. Here, it's always something new. I could not have imagined this. This is awesome. Like just to talk about anything Warriors.
Well, also just, for those of us watching before the live streams really became, well, you being on the live stream constantly really became a big thing. You would have the blank screen, or not blank. It would have
Yeah.
the screen with
Well,
some of the
yeah,
information.
I was during a game. I wasn't even supposed to do that, but
Oh, really?
yeah.
Nice.
That was in the arena, and you're not supposed to stream during a game.
Right. Well, you weren't streaming anything of the arena, at least,
Yeah.
But,
If anybody had found out back then.
yeah. Well, it all worked out for the best, But I remember a Nets game where it was a tense Warriors win,
Yeah.
and came down to the buzzer, I think, or to the wire at least, and I asked you, like, hey, I asked you in a comment then, hey, how does it feel being around the team and that kind of win and everything? Because it was the Warriors versus KD, and man, it was just a great win for the team. And you're like, oh, it feels great, but I'm exhausted. Like I'm beat tired, And I noticed that when you started doing these, it seemed like it really helped. I'm not saying you ever lost any kind of love for what you do, but like it seemed like it reinvigorated you, just being able to talk to people and represent the Warriors mentality for other people through watching the game with the fans. And I thought that was amazing, that you were just so willing to even give that a try, give something kind of brand new a try. I thought that was very exciting. Of course,
Cool.
I feel awesome that you have me on, and so I love contributing in any way I can.
Sometimes the universe nudges you in a direction.
Yeah.
I can't really, just for various reasons that I'll just have to keep vague for now until I get, more I think more time needs to pass, but to really just keep it vague like that. But there was a reason why I did that. Sometimes you kind of have no choice, whether it's take Dina Gahn had to go, he was laid off and he had to go find a job, right? So times
sorry to hear that, Tim.
You just have to go do something. And I truly believe sometimes the universe nudges you that way anyways, for your own good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, accepting it, man, that's hard.
Yeah.
And it seemed like you just, for whatever reason, leaped right into it, with open arms, and just, as I said, man, I don't think I could do this anywhere else, really.
The more you accept things with open arms, the better life gets.
It's very simple to say that, but we're all stubborn apes, It's harder for most people to put in practice, right?
Who is Quinten Post, Dean? Do you know this? That somebody commented that on our website on my number 52 pick article. This one comment that we have here is we should pick Quinten Post, and I'd never heard of him because Eric G never mentioned him, so it's never had time.
Boston College, looks like he's probably a senior because he's 24 years old.
What's his position?
Center.
It's always a center.
Yep.
So
Oh, he's Dutch. Looks like.
we're not going to get the next Nick Claxton at 52, guys. So you just literally have to pick a guy like that, or you have to have 25 million available to sign as a free agent. So we're not getting a Nick Claxton level, a Derek Lively level, or you need a lottery pick.
We don't really have time to develop young guys too.
Yeah.
This isn't a rebuild. We have Steph. You know, we need guys who can play right now.
So the whole need a big man addiction needs to just be tempered with the reality that it's so hard to get a guy like that.
It is very hard, and we kind of already. I mean, God, we got TJD, man.
You have to figure out where you're spending your money. Like it's also hard to find the next Steph Curry, which we found. We found these Steph, and it's hard to find the next killer sniper, which we did, over the last 10 years, right? You have to pay these guys. So if you pay these guys, you can't develop your own Nick Claxton. And if you're paying these guys and you're winning games, you're not getting number 12 picks. So the whole big man thing and the whole, oh man, like you can't have it all. Stop it. Right? We've got a lot here. This used to be Jordan Poole. This used to be Kevin Durant, right?
Mm-hmm. And D'Angelo Russell.
Our fifth highest salary was Draymond Green at 22 million. That you can't say that of most teams. Like maybe Boston has the same salary structure. Denver isn't there, but they'll get there. Minnesota, we're talking, you can count all of these teams on one hand that get to a point where we are.
Clippers, probably.
So it's the addiction of like complaining about the one thing that you don't have when everything else has made us great. And I think we're still great. I still look at our last 41 games, 6th best in the NBA. So
yeah, and Dude Speed's talking about Nick Claxton as a signing or Mikal Bridges. I do think that if we could have gotten Mikal Bridges just for picks too, like we should have done that. But there's obviously some connection with New York for him going to the other New York team and being a Villanova guy and all that, and maybe he just didn't want to come here too,
you can't
force people
like that. If it's like over the last decade, we've had number 28 pick, number 29 pick, number 30 pick. It's just like we're not the Knicks, man. It's just like you ought to be asking, why can't the Knicks get a Steph Curry? Right? Like it's the same thing. Like you can't just just go out and get anybody and pay them.
That's obviously on a different level than anyone else we're talking about here. But they didn't.
I'm sure after the 2022 NBA Finals, teams, fans on other teams were probably like, "Why can't we get an Andrew Wiggins?" It's just like there's a history of how a salary slot came to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's hard to explain.
Really, man, we have good young players.
Recap sheets. Go look at all 30 teams. Hoops Hype has them all, and if you go look at them all, it'll start to make sense to you. It really will. Like you don't need to read no articles. Just go and look at the Knicks, right? Of course, Mikal isn't on here yet. Once it becomes official and all that, they'll put him in there. You can see. So right, they can't. They got to do something with Julius Randle unless they want to like be really in the second apron, right? So like they can't have it all either.
They're probably not going to be able to bring Hartenstein and maybe not Anunoby back. We'll see what happens.
They already got Anunoby back.
Oh, they already resigned him?
215 million or whatever it was, which is
I didn't see
that's
that.
what his
Wow.
market value is.
Yeah. 4
Yeah.
years, right? 250.
That's what you got to pay
250.
if you want to, you know. And he played awesome. You know, he was awesome in the
Was it
playoffs.
for 4 years, Rich? Or 5?
Yeah, 4 years. Yep, 250.
That's $53 million a year, man.
Mm-hmm. That's why they lost. They had to trade out Boyan. So
right, they traded Boyan too.
balance.
Mhm.
There's a balance.
Yeah. I forgot about Boyan going to the Nets. Player I like and have promoted a lot. But you know, we have a lot of really talented young players already. I mean, the fact that we're talking about VP, Moody, Wiggs, JK, TJD, Looney, all guys who are 28 or younger, you know, like there's not this huge need to find desperately go out and find some young players who can help with the trio, you know, as they get older. And obviously Loon's a little he's a little more like more of a veteran, basically, just because of how much experience he's had and everything on the team. But and Wiggins too. But you know, these guys are still very much in their prime, or about to go into their prime for some of them. So I'm not. I understand that people, since we missed the playoffs and we're not even close, really. Unlike 21, where the 8th seed, we weren't even close this year as the 10th seed. But like, it's a good idea not to make a move in desperation. You know what I mean? The right fit will come up, or our young guys will play so well that, you know, we start winning, and the veterans, you know, they probably have more trust in the young players now after this season, I would say. So yeah, we're okay. We're in a good place right now. So long as we get Klay back. Oh, thank you, Do It Speed. I know I'm not rich, but see, he said, "Oh yeah, I'll take a look." That's not that hard.
Mm-hmm.
Not hard to be positive.
Especially right now when people are getting signed and stuff, could just go look at, oh, how much were they making? How does that compare?
Mm-hmm.
Then you'll get the sense of why the negotiation with Klay is so difficult. Like, if Orlando's wants to offer 35 million a year, let's not even talk about how many years that is. Then you can see why it might be difficult for us to really visualize this, for Joe Lacob to look at this and go 35 million compared to 43 last year is like, whew.
And the other thing, of course, to take into consideration is Moody and Kuminga's extensions after that. You know.
Yeah. So these are balloon.
Mm-hmm.
But that's also good, because you want them to be good players with their rightful contracts.
Yeah, and that could be where the green numbers are too. That could be the beginning of their contract as well.
Yeah. Anyway,
depending on when they sign the extension, and I don't remember quite what the date is, but it could be
be right back
next season. All right, Rich. Why is New York giving $212 million to role players? Basically, it's to get players back who they can't replace, and also to maintain the salary spot, and also probably because they think that OG Anunoby in particular, who I assume you're talking about here, considering we're just talking about him, they think he won't remain a role player. But it's not. It's not, and it's not unsound to want to keep talented players that make plenty of money that you either expect will play well or can be packaged in a trade or whatever. Doing La Narrative, doing nepotism, and also brought JJ rhetoric. I don't like the LeBron, calling LeBron names like La Narrative or whatever, but JJ rhetoric, that's gold, Bruce. It's kind of mean, but I like that. That's funny. What is the salary cap for Golden State? The salary cap for the whole league, is $141 million. That's how much money you have to spend. The tax is 172, first apron's 178, and the second apron is 189. And that's probably a good place to start, is looking up what the second apron is if you want to learn more about the cap and stuff like that.
I tell you what, just start looking at all 30 salary cap sheets, because you start reading about second apron stuff, you Google that, oh my goodness, it's unreadable. That's my opinion. So you got to see some visual.
Going real in depth.
This is basic. You got to build your foundation with this.
I think he's asking about what the salary is for Golden State. So
Scroll down, and they add it up for you.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can Google what is I literally do this all the time until I memorized it. What is the salary cap? It is 141 million. What is the luxury tax line? 165 million. What is the first apron? 172 million, Dean, or no?
That's the tax. First apron's 178.
Oh, I got it wrong. I think last year was 165. So this year,
yeah, that sounds right.
Luxury tax line is 172. It's just seeing the number over and over again. How many times you have to look it up? Then your brain, Andre Iguodala said on a podcast, it takes your brain 6 weeks to develop a habit. So it might take you 6 weeks to really absorb all this stuff. Then you kind of know, and you're kind of like, you go look at, here's an example. Go to Boston, go look at their thing. They got a bunch of zeros here, but then already 185. The second apron's at 189. And it's like, well, this is the roster you want to have if you're in the second apron. So that's a good example of this is where you want to end up.
Yep.
It'll get dicier, because then they'll have two $50 million players, probably 2025, 26. And then it'll get dicier. That's when they'll have to decide, probably between Drew Holiday and Derek White. And I would pick Derek White. But I know that I would be shocked if they were able to keep both, but maybe they get off Kristaps. Maybe they get off.
I think Drew Holiday is amazing, but I agree with you on that one, Rich. Just because Derek White is still in his 20s, and Holiday's 34, 33, something like that.
This is fun stuff, man. I love looking at these.
But they're the champs. They don't have to worry about any of that stuff right now. They have to worry about.
The key is the draft. The key is the draft. Tatum and Brown, their own guys, and it doesn't even happen quickly. What is this? Year 7, 8, 7?
18, 19, 21.
18, 20, 21. 8,
I think, for Tatum. 9, Brown. Is that right?
Oh, God, man. You got to respect that. They stuck with it all those times. You know, after losing the 7-game series of the Heat last year, break them up. And that's why now in the locker room, Jason Tatum does what he does. And it's their moment to snap back at all the quote unquote haters.
Oh,
but
yeah.
The haters kind of known this, you know. It's good to have this foundational knowledge.
Yeah, definitely.
It's increasingly more important as you become a fan. It just, unfortunately, it is. I will tell you that I was this. I've only been doing this for like 2 years. Before this, I was like, oh, that's too much to know. My brain doesn't have space for that. And then I realized I better do this.
Well, the second apron, really, you know, it's like, wow, what are we gonna do? You know, because it wasn't just about money anymore. You know. Oh, thank you.
My fault.
Bill's been on fire.
Yeah,
MVP last 2 days. Yeah.
Charlotte.
Other than Reed and Doc, of course. Thank you so much.
Why would Charlotte do this? Reggie, what? So this is what you do. You get this from Arbel. You go, why would Charlotte do this? Why do they need Reggie Jackson? Then the next thing you do is you go look at Charlotte's cap table to maybe it'll give you a clue of something. It probably won't, but what do you think, Dean? The heck? Of course, we should look at maybe there's speculation. There's experts out there to try and figure out what's going
to go to a trade machine thing here.
Nuggets trade Reggie Jackson to Hornets. The Hornets are going to make another deal, right? They got to. They got to package Reggie with somebody. Like it makes no sense.
Yeah, I have no idea.
That doesn't move the needle. A bad team got Reggie Jackson. Like,
I mean, it could be a backup to LaMelo.
What's his
alongside Brandon Miller?
Denver. Reggie is making $5.2 million.
So I think that a lot of that for Denver is just helping them get under the get it off a little money, you know. Yeah, I don't think we should trade Klay Thompson. Do it speed. People talk. Well, sign and trade, you know, is still.
Oh, you mean sign and trade?
Well, I don't know if he means that, but I know.
Probably not. I don't know.
I know people have talked about that though, and I don't really. I mean, if Clay's like, look, I'm gone, and I don't like, but I don't want to leave you guys with nothing, then that's very generous.
I feel
but
like
I wouldn't want that to happen. I think we need Klay back, really, just to.
Also, when you're doing, I feel like just to keep things simple, I don't think any fan should be predicting sign-in trades. It's just like if they happen, they happen. Like that's a tool for GMs to utilize that circumvents the basic principles of the salary cap, and that's fine. But like for people to just keep predicting, we got to you can get sign and trade. And I see so many people on Twitter get mad at other people because, oh no, we can do a sign and trade. It's just like, how many sign and trades actually happen? So like, if you can mentally just agree to not go there, then we can have a discussion. But if you're just insisting on sign and trades all the time, and I'm not talking about the commenter in our comments, I mean just in general that I see on Twitter as like an argument for having this possibility, it's like, let's just come to a gentleman's agreement. Let's not predict sign and trades. If it happens, it happens.
Yeah.
But let's try and keep to the basics. So
even for
Klay's a free agent, you know, the basics is there's a team out there that has space under the salary cap number and they can sign Klay, whether that's OKC, Orlando, or Philadelphia. Those make the most sense. And then there's other teams that are not in the playoffs yet that can do it. But
And
that.
that contract offer that we've heard from Orlando, the 2 years, 35, you can't sign and trade that. You know what I mean? So because it's only 2 years, it has to be 3 to 4 years to do a sign and trade. So it's just, you know, I understand people having dreams, having fantasies, and or a vision maybe is a more serious way to say that, you know, of where they want the team to go and everything. But my goodness, don't get upset. Don't get upset for people's, you know, playing GM. You know, and
It's all good though.
please don't hope for Klay to leave. That's not good for us.
No
you know
way.
what I mean?
Yeah, I did a video that hopefully you can get your hands around the Klay situation.
Yeah, I saw you people talking about Klay and offer stuff. Check that out.
There's a tidbit in there. I'll spoil it for you, and I'll, you know, your reward for coming on this live stream is that you have a feeling Orlando is going to offer more than what that was my feeling as well. It's all justified too. You say then the Warriors are willing to offer Klay. It's just like if the next thing you're going to say is, Joe, you should pay him, then that's where I got to go, wait a minute, you know, because you look at just like we were talking about. And also the little insidery tidbit, the reward for you being on this live stream is that we heard through Eric G, our guy at NBAdraft.net, who goes to a lot of tournaments, talks to a lot of NBA agents that are always there. Orlando is not interested in Klay, is the rumor. So then you kind of go, okay, then who are they interested in? The source would not reveal. So now we're thinking, oh, they're probably interested in Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. So let's see what happens. We got 3 more days, and then we can really, you know, save your energy. There's going to be a lot on July 1st, man. Like, and there will be more answers for you. So like all the energy you got pent up about Klay, you're like ready to be outraged if he leaves, or ready to cry if he leaves, or ready to rejoice if he stays. Like, you know what? Just save it. Save that for when it actually happens, which is going to be like July 1st, July 2nd, July 3rd, maybe. It's going to be big. So get some rest, because that's going to be big news, whatever it is.
Yeah, I guess we're going to see whether these guys are going to retire together or not. Probably. Or it'd be a big step towards that, either way.
We're going to have to spend the money. That is why Paul George is like a realistic thing right now. I mean, he doesn't come cheap, right? And it's very hard to improve this roster. I'm not saying that getting Paul George automatically improves our roster. I have my own opinions on that, but like, who cares about that? It's just like this roster that we have from last year is like, well, look, Wiggins was up and down, right? Draymond got suspended in the beginning of the year. I mean, those are like the flaws. That's why it's hard to trade Wiggins, because like kind of had a down year. So how do you trade this and get value back? Because if Wiggins is our best point of attack defender, and then you're trading him away, who's going to be our best point of attack defender? Oh, it's Gary Payton, but he was injured, you know. So you're like, and he's not really a shooter on offense, not really a threat. They let him shoot. You kind of want Tom Tolbert recently. I don't know how to re-announce the news or report on this, but Tom Tolbert, he's always great to listen to. He was on Tim Kawakami's podcast from like 2 weeks ago. I listened to it the other day. He goes, awesome quote. He goes, when the other team goes like, says under their breath, oh, thank you for shooting that 3. That's when you know you got a problem there. And it's like Draymond can make all the first quarter threes he wants. But when the other team is like, thank you for shooting that, when Steph's on the court, Klay's on the court, Wiggins, and let's say Kuminga or whatever, then you know you got flaws, right? So I love that quote. I'm going to remember that one. Oh, thank you. And we can apply that to the Warriors. Like, we can look at other teams, and when we go, oh, thank you. Like Drew Holiday, we're playing the Celtics. Drew Holiday just shot a three. That's our thank you. Everybody else, we don't want to shoot the three. So that would have been the strategy. Had we played the Celtics, we would have laid off Drew, just like Dallas did. Dallas made that adjustment. Still couldn't stop him, because then he would go into the dunker spot. See all the little chess matches? So, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then we would have figured out a way to counter the chess match of Drew Holiday being in the dunker spot. That's what makes the Warriors special, is that we would have had a counter to the counter. But we didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah. So. It's a real shame. I thought we would have been a really fun playoff team. You know? But, yeah. Well,
I'm going to monitor Tom Tolbert all season long. Like, that's my dream. Let's get Tom Tolbert on. But, he's well paid to do the same thing for KMBR. It's probably going to be a while. He'd have to retire. Oh, boy.
What do you think would help Draymond with that kind of team sagging off of him and and everything?
More of counters to that. We saw some of that. Whether maybe it wasn't as prevalent against the Kings, but it was. I'm going to say like the Pelicans game where Draymond would drop, you feed it into him, and now he's in the middle of the paint. But he's got to hit that floater, man.
Yeah.
He hasn't been hitting that floater. All those missed layups. You got to make those layups, man. Those are the ones where they like stag off of you. So, okay, then you go to the middle of the floor and you get the ball. And then now it's like within 15 feet, it's 3-on-2. You got to make those shots. So I think that was a little bit of an adjustment. It's not like he sucks and he can't make those. It's just a mental adjustment that, okay, they're doing that. And then towards the end of the season, he was shooting the three in the first quarter. So that's good to establish that.
Yeah. Especially like him shooting the three from the corner too. I think he's better at those. I agree with you. Personally, I would love to see him maybe attack the I've been saying that I'd like to see him play the point guard more and more, have the ball in his hands, and just because I think it's so hard to ignore him if he's the one who has the ball in his hands all the time. You know what I mean? And I think part of that would probably be more, just a little bit more evasive dribbling moves, since he has such a strong handle on the ball, especially for if they're trying to put a big guy on him. Outside like a center who they don't want to get, put in the blender by Steph or Klay or Kuminga or whatever. I think that would help a lot. Just have him be because he's one of the best players at attacking the hoop on the team. It's probably Kuminga, Steph, and him. Are our three best in terms of attacking.
Hey, Warriors are on the clock.
Yeah, sort of. No, we didn't get a pick back. It's just they haven't put the deal through.
Yeah. OKC is making this pick.
OKC with another pick. Wild. They're gonna be drafting players, man.
This is
all
not
summer
the
long.
right. I don't hear the audio, but this is not the right journalism, is it? I mean, this is OKC making this pick, right? We traded Lindy Waters. ESPN wants to show the Warriors war room. Why? We're not scrambling around making a decision here. I don't know. Just correct me if I'm wrong. I just, as a OCD journalist, that's not the right thing to put on your billion-dollar cable broadcast. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm overlooking something. Maybe they're saying stuff. Even Bob Myers is talking right now.
Watch, it was a fake trade, and we picked Bronny.
The 2024
Yeah.
NBA draft.
That'd be
The
funny.
Golden State Warriors select Quinten Post from Amsterdam, Netherlands.
Hey,
There's a Quinten Post, people.
yeah,
The two people
I
that
got it.
know.
Yeah.
But he's not
dude,
one of
sorry,
them.
too.
So let's look at Twitter just to make sure. Was the trade rescinded, or let's make sure.
Just in case.
Wait a minute. It sounds like Golden State is reacquiring the number 52 pick from Portland. Oh my God. This is so confusing.
No
Okay,
way.
so we have Quinten Post on our team now.
Wow. I guess we were.
Oh, here we
a
go.
little ahead of ourselves.
I have no idea who owns this pick anymore. I think OKC gets this pick.
That's wild.
They're going to commercial break at ESPN. Okay. What? Mike, okay. Tim McMahon's Twitter was hacked this morning. I almost bid on it too, because he was offering MacBooks for $600 with the M3 chip in it. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I almost DM'd him just to say, oh, that's such a nice thing for you to do, because it was for charity, until I realized, oh my gosh, they want your personal information in the whoever.
So it said proposed.
What's
trade?
going on, man?
So
it's not Lindy. Oh man, we went and talked this whole time about salary cap sheets, and we were missing this. Your account has been locked. Wow, this journalist for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Did all the newsbreakers get their accounts locked? Dean, we were talking this whole time, and we missed all this.
Wow.
Nuts.
What is going on, man?
This is nuts. Wait a minute. The Warriors acquired shooting. The San Francisco Chronicle just put out an article that they might be a little behind. See, that's newspapers haven't figured out how to pivot in this era. Here's a thing on Reggie Jackson.
Maybe they need information, which none of us seem to have.
Here's a reason Yossi Goslin is an excellent follow. He's salary cap expert. Mid-level exception would allow them to preserve their $20 million in cap space. Okay. I know that went over many people's heads. I'm not going to worry about that right now. Let's go back up to the
Let's
top.
see if we pick this guy or not. Do we have a 7-foot Dutch center on our team, or is he in Oklahoma?
Oh, Cam Spencer was available and we didn't pick him. Wow, that's a shocker. Pat Spencer's brother. I'm sure that Eric's been texting me all day on different things that I already knew about, but let's see if he texted me since then.
Okay.
What is going on? Do we have 52 again per Fisher? Hey, this made today that much more interesting, because I thought that was it. I thought we Lindy Waters, let's get Doc Martin on, and then we'll get you on. Thank goodness you had a lot to say. I'm glad. Like, then we stayed on. I was ready to end the live after Doc Martin, but here we are. Don't you love it when we Rich Paul had it. Shavanch thinks Rich Paul is the puppeteer. He's the Palpatine. Rich Paul, right? He's the Palpatine. Okay, I've texted.
Uh,
Tell me what's going on.
I'm trying to look. I'm just trying to figure out what I'm seeing from Jake Fisher.
Why would you
52nd.
pass on Cam Spencer?
A 52nd pick,
Keith Smith thought Portland would get this pick.
40 in Portland.
Oh my goodness, so odd. So, do we have Lindy Waters or not?
I think we don't have this guy.
We don't have Lindy Waters?
No, I don't think we had the 52nd pick.
Thank you. Yeah, you got to be really clear now. It's
right. Yeah, it's not a pick anymore. It's
No.
yeah. I don't think we have the 52nd pick.
Man, look at this. Warriors on NBC has really tweeted this out in the middle of all this. Funny.
What do they say?
Oh, it's an article about Brandon Podziemski.
Oh, okay. Cool.
They think Portland has that pick, not OKC. Whatevs. Just give me the answer.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Somebody's tweet that crashed. Warriors traded this. OKC, then Golden State bought it back. What? Stop it. Jake Fisher's reliable, though. He was the guy that announced the Lindy Waters.
So we do have the pick.
Or Shams. Maybe Shams' Twitter was broken at that point, but maybe not. But Jake Fisher.
I know they all seem to have gotten shut down. Man, Jake Fisher was like, forget Shams and Woj, man.
Though. Okay. So what?
We bought it back.
Traded this.
So we traded money.
Oh my God. We must be the first NBA team in history to have traded a pick, then bought it back.
I bet it happened last year and it just wasn't us and we didn't know about it. The second round is crazy, man. There's all kind of wild stuff going on, but I have never heard of that before.
Nuts.
I will tell you that. I've never heard of that before. Because you can't trade money to get a player. You know what I mean? But we kind of did.
So, wait.
It's great being under the second apron, being able to buy second round draft picks.
I tend to think that Jake Fisher's right. And Quinten Post. Okay. What do we know about Quinten Post? Let's go to NBAdraft.net. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
This is nuts. We liked him better. No, he was the only available big that we liked at this spot. Everybody else taken. Bona's taken. Iguodala's taken. He's the next best big after those guys, maybe. Yeah, he's not even on the board, right?
Now Siobhan's just saying Jake's account got hacked after telling us he was going to sleep.
Stop.
We woke him up, man.
I don't know what's happening. Well, Keith Smith reposted it. Getting the same account locking issues Shams is having, and I'm not even spoiling. Really? I'm glad I haven't been hacked.
What? I'm glad I don't have a Twitter.
Yeah, good for you.
Yeah. They can't hack me on Twitter. They can hack me probably anywhere else, but please don't.
Lakers are selecting Bronny James. No surprise.
Who did the Celtics select?
What was that?
Who did the Celtics select?
Where?
Right before the 50.
Oh. They selected.
It looks like they're on the clock.
They're on the clock. Okay.
Yeah.
So
they're going to take Bronny. They're really going to piss Brown off, dude. They're just going to do it.
Selection made. You definitely have to today, Dean. Please say that you're kidding. If you're kidding.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess. Like
it's nuts.
There's been enough insane stuff going on that I have no information about that. I do think it would be funny, but I'm kidding. But hey, man, what at this point, anything can happen. Shivansh can't even sleep. We don't know whose accounts are working or real. I think we have a new player, 2 new players that we got for an undisclosed amount of money. Wild. We'll probably have a good 15 minutes of just blathering on now about something that was totally wrong, talking about like, oh well, we don't really need to pick. Yeah. Whoever said, or whoever the 2 of you were who said Post before, man, you guys were on top
How
of
did
it.
you guys know that?
Yeah, amazing.
It's confusing.
Mike, is that you?
Well, 7'2" wingspan, 9 feet standing reach, which are measurements that Eric G will tell you that you'd like to have.
Yeah, what did he say the standing reach one was again?
9 feet.
9 feet was preferred. Yeah, okay.
So I have to take back my OCD journalism thing. Why are they showing the Warriors draft room? It was the pick came back. This is so confusing.
Insane.
Oh man, talk about pivoting. So now I've got to update the update because I put an update in here to say, put this update. Now I got to do an update to the update.
I can't even. What was his name again? What Post?
Quinten Post.
Quinten Post.
Shivansh. Oh, let's screenshot that. That's hilarious, man.
Yeah, out of nowhere. All right, let's see who the.
Oh my goodness. Bronny is official yet?
So the Celtics did not take Bronny James. Anton Watson.
Anton Watson. Well, they got the stern look from Rich Paul, right?
Who?
No,
Oh, the Celtics?
Or else. We're
Yeah.
taking to Australia. Imagine to have that option to play a guy, stash him in Australia if you do this. Wow, that wasn't possible a few years ago. Oh, this is a circus.
Let's see. Looks like the Lakers are clapping. He did it.
It's nuts, man. It's nuts. I hope he gets to play with his dad. That's a cool thing, dude. That's cool.
Well, it's pretty much unprecedented in any sport for the 2 to be in the same league at the same time, right? For
LeBron to be playing at this level at age 40 is just it blows the mind.
And honestly, for the son of a billionaire, I know nepotism. I totally agree with you, Bruce. But for the son of a billionaire to want to keep playing after that terrible heart problem that he had, I really do respect that. That shows above the game to me. So nepotism,
breaking news. Eric G tells me we don't have any pick. So
no?
probably went to Portland. It's good to have Eric G, man. I actually rely. I think Eric G is more reliable.
I thought it might have been Griffey. Oh yeah.
We'll see. I mean, we could be wrong. He could be wrong. Who knows?
I don't know.
Eric G texts me to say that GSW has no picks at all. And I told him,
well, hard caps is at the second apron too.
Say again?
According to our bill, it hard caps us at the second apron as well.
Oh, because per Slater.
Yep.
Here's the thing. But Eric G texts me to say that Hey, lucky you, Warriors fans, the 37 of you that's on here. I mean, you're getting. There's no other channel, Warriors channel, that's going to be able to get you. There's no Warriors radio station. Today we are very blessed to have Eric G on our side. This is why we have him on our side. It's not like I went out and just called Eric G out of the blue, or he called me. You know, I've known these guys, NBADraft.net, since 2009. I've known these guys for 15 years. So to eventually get to a point on a live stream, like 15 years later, where it becomes special, it didn't happen overnight. This is just relationship building over 15 years that now we can get to this point where we're pretty confident that Eric G is right and Jake Fisher is wrong. But let's look at Slater's Aloha Arbel. Let's see. Traded cash to reacquire that officially hard caps. Yeah, interesting. That doesn't make sense.
So
Hard cap ourselves.
that would, huh?
Why would we do that? Is my question.
Oh, so we can't go over the second apron, probably.
Okay.
Yeah. And teams can't ask us to try. Yeah. Lakers took Bronny. Yep. Heartbreak again, like when we thought we won the lottery.
I'm still stuck on Warriors. I don't have time to worry about Bronny.
Well, we need to figure out if we have a pick or not, man. Because now with the Slater thing,
I don't think we do. Trying to look.
Slater said we reacquired it, right? Or did we trade it again?
Mm-hmm. I don't think we have
to reacquire. Drafted.
But Slater has insider people he can text, so there's that. So does Eric. I think what Eric is telling us is bottom line. We don't have Quinten Post. Could be wrong. I don't know. I wish I knew.
I have no idea.
I'm confused. Someone give me the answer. The dust will settle eventually.
Nice on the Ken Griffey Jr. I thought they might have played, but I forgot that they were on the same team.
What are you talking about?
I was talking about the father-son duo in any sport, as Ken Griffey Jr. and Sr. Played on the same team. I forgot about that. They played on the Mariners.
Hard cap at second apron. Okay. Or what if that's a signal to? I mean, look, Klay's agent can't be. He's got to know this stuff on the back of his hand. Like what you got, Klay, yeah, or like well, there's a cap. Friendly reminder or cap the second apron, but
yeah,
you don't need to do that. Everybody knows you don't want to go over the second apron.
If we really have to, there's other ways to open up space under the second apron, you know, to get Klay back rather than have his contract push us into that.
OKC just got Quinten Post. I don't know. Where are you getting that? Bloomer. Where were you, Bloomer? We've been on this roller coaster ride already, and you're like hopping on in between.
Well, I still don't know where I am.
I know, right? Do we have them or not? Oh, gosh.
Yeah, so Fisher and Slater are both saying reacquire. So I think we might have him.
But
I mean, I don't want to go up against Eric G. I don't want to say he's wrong, but it's just, it seems like, on Hiking, I have never heard of him.
I don't see us passing on Cam Spencer either. So he was picked at 53.
I wonder.
That leads me to believe that we don't have Quinten Post coming to the Warriors, but
why though?
It's all the guests.
Brother?
Huh? Cam Spencer?
Because we have his brother, or because you think?
Yeah, and he's a solid guy. NCAA champion and could back up Steph potentially.
I don't know if we just pick his brother just because he's a two-way player on the team, though, or he was a late full contract, huh?
Well, let's put it this way: like, at 52, out of all the players remaining, and like, who's the best player available out there? Like the ones that could fit the Warriors, he was on the list. So, I guess I'm getting that from Eric G because he's mentioned Cam Spencer all the way back, a couple months ago.
Well, here's Kendra Andrews. The Warriors got their number 52 pick, Quinten Post, back. Sources tell ESPN.
Yeah, but like, sorry,
Kendra
isn't an authority on these things.
Well, it's just there's three.
Eric G is, Jake Fisher is. So Kendra Andrews adding to that doesn't move the needle for me. No offense to her, but like you need to build many years of having these sources like that. So
okay.
That she said what Slater said, and she said what Fisher said. So to me, it's still Fisher and Slater versus what Eric G is telling me. I don't know what to do. I think I would lean more towards what Slater and Fisher are saying.
I guess we'll have to see. There'll have to be some sort of press conference just to help get all the ducks in a row.
Why would you? I guess it doesn't matter. The whole hard cap at the second apron, who cares, right?
No, we were already not going to go into the second apron anyway. It just makes it official that we are not allowed to.
It's very confusing at this point on all the little extra things.
That's the great thing about the draft, though. You go, oh wow, what? Where are they going with this? That's
here's
draft day,
This won't prohibit the Golden State Warriors from potentially trading for an all-star like Paul George. Acquiring a player as expensive as him would hard cap them anyway, since they'd need to aggregate salary to make the deal work.
Right. Interesting. So if we do have this guy, maybe they just really wanted him and a shooter,
Yep.
Because no one suggested that the Lindy Waters trade isn't going through. Like that trade, looks like it's totally untouched. So he shot 44% from three in college. Wow. Okay. I mean, the college line's a little closer, but international guys who go to college, I like that too a lot.
Yeah, man. Where did these two commenters come from to talk about Quinten Post suddenly? God, that is bizarre, dude.
We just had great people in the chat, man.
What if it were Kirk Lake, a friend or something? That would be nuts. That would be nuts.
Yeah, I mean, just play it cool.
Let's see what they said one more time. Let's go back to the comments here. They're an easy way to do that.
How'd you know that?
I would be more interested in Quinten Post or Enrique Freeman over Iguodala.
Okay. And there was one more. Have you seen Post somewhere?
Yeah, that was in our chat. People scroll up for that. See if he's still in the chat. How did you know this? Out of the blue like that. Like Eric G didn't even think about him. Man. That's as far as I go. I got Eric G and that's it. I'm riding.
Maybe just a word. I'm trying to find the comment.
You got to scroll. But we
I already scrolled up. I'm scrolling down now. Maybe he's just a Warriors fan from the Netherlands or something. Or where did he go to college again? Do you remember?
Boston College?
Boston College, huh? Yeah.
There's nothing on him, but
I must have sounded like a right fool when I answered that question back then. I'm sorry. Please forgive me.
What?
Greg K.
Oh, yeah.
I found it. Warriors should pick Quinten Post center. You got it, Greg K. or Mike Dunleavy or whoever you are. Wow. Unbelievable.
There's Ulrich. Ulrich Shomshe goes to the Grizzlies.
Okay.
I wanted the Warriors to pick him. No, he's like projects to be a poor man's Giannis. I don't know.
I don't know.
I like anything Giannis.
Little lively-esque, maybe.
Homeless man's Giannis. I'll take it.
Terrible. Yep, one more pick. As two were forfeited.
Man, what did you think of Memphis getting Zach? That is a gamble. Because Zach is like a 7'4" Jonas Valanciunas. Could be.
Yeah.
The NBA could be evolving away from that. But I think they got him as the ghosts left by Steven Adams, right? So
that could be, yeah.
They're used to Steven Adams out there. So here you go. Here's a Steven Adams type. Probably better.
I wonder if they almost saw maybe Cat and Gobert, and just said like, we want to stop playing Jackson at the 5 and play him way more at the 4.
Yeah.
It might get in Ja's way a little, but it might also be a great, post-entry type, not a post-entry pass, but like a wraparound pass off of what looks like a layup attempt or a pick and roll type thing. Where you can have another near 7-footer, in Jaren Jackson Jr. spotting up. So I think it was worth the gamble for such a unique prospect. No, I can't think of the last player in the league at that age who's been that big, height and weight. Obviously, Wemby's super tall, but he's skinny.
You see the Ja Morant Instagram story?
No, I didn't.
Oh, it's hilarious. He took a clip from Rush Hour.
Oh, did he?
Where, Chris Tucker's.
Big country.
I don't think I saw that movie, but he bumps into this giant. That was so funny. And then
Ja wants practice.
Oh, I forgot
I like it.
Twitter, man. I forgot to post our link. Golly. What a time to forget. Too much stuff going on. Whoops. No marketing. But still, we got more than 30 people concurrently right now, which is pretty good.
Yeah, let's check out the likes.
Big Country Reeves.
I don't remember. I remember the name, but I don't remember anything.
Savant's just bringing it on the Midnight Oil.
Yeah, go to sleep, bro. No, I'm kidding.
No, don't go to sleep. He's on fire.
Yeah. Work. After work, you're on the Let's Go Warriors, man.
Brock Purdy pick. Somebody.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Irrelevant.
Ariel Hukporti Center. Oh, boy. Gavoni's having a field day. He knows everybody.
Yeah, again, these draft guys, man, they're to know some players who will never play a minute in the NBA, even though they get drafted, and a lot of players don't get drafted, and then try and get the predictions in a row and get most of them right. That's crazy to me. I don't know how they do it. I really don't. Yeah. It's easy to remember guys who are great in the playoffs, and if you understand that, it's not too hard to understand, what good basketball looks like for the most part. But all the draft picks and everything, and their skill set, height, weight, and wingspan, and their combine stats, it's just.
I know, huh?
It's a truly incredible database they have up in their head, man. Yeah, Bloomer, dude. I think we got Quinten Post, man. I don't think he's on the Thunder. I'm not seeing anything like that.
Oh, hilarious. It's nuts. Got exciting all of a sudden.
I am seeing the Patriot Ledger saying that the Oklahoma City Thunder selected him, but I don't know what the Patriot Ledger.
They might be just getting that syndicated from Associated Press.
Or just watching a TV. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't see a newspaper doing that, actually.
Yeah.
They probably got it from AP. They have their set ways, old ways of doing things.
I kind of hope we have him now. He's a 7-footer, made up over 40% of his threes. Let's save in Summer League. Why not? Let's go. Okay. 1.7 blocks, 8.1 rebounds in college, too. 24-year-old, 5-year college vet.
I sent the "Are you sure?" text to Eric G.
Yeah, I'd love to hear what he has to say.
Oh man, I refuse to be in a bad mood for forgetting to tweet out the link or put it on Instagram. Oops.
If you changed anything, it would have been different, Rich, and it's pretty cool right now.
Oh, you know what? I'm glad though, because the title of this is a little bit off.
Okay, so I don't know GSWCBA, but if they're right, it looks like, and I think this sounds right, it looks like if they sign Quinten Post to a contract, it'd only be like $1.2 million for this year.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
So that's nice, cheap.
One thing kind of worries me,
Hmm.
Dean. We now have 3 centers. One of them makes way less than Looney. The other one's Looney, and the other ones we're definitely keeping Trace Jackson Davis.
Yep.
So kind of gets me kind of like, I don't want to see Looney go yet, but he could very well be in a deal now that we have another center.
We'll have to see. My first response to that is only one of them seems like they can shoot the 3. So,
Quinten Post?
yeah.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
So,
yeah.
I don't know what to make of that, because it could be that if you can shoot well enough, you might be able to play him a little bit at the 4 in a bench unit. And he's a second-round pick and a rookie. But I'm not, I don't know. That's interesting, That is interesting. I don't know. Yeah. I guess the big thing too is whether the guarantee date will come tomorrow. Crazy. Yeah, it's tomorrow, right?
3, yeah, we're right back to
or I'm sorry?
CP3 tomorrow, right?
Yeah, or if it get pushed back or not. I wonder how long they have to push it back, too. Is it guaranteed by 12:01 a.m.?
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Or is it guaranteed by 6 o'clock at night? Or I wonder what,
Oh, there we go.
I do like getting 2 players for cash though in this draft. That's pretty cool. That's not a terrible move.
That was neat.
Yeah.
Ay. I think the best thing to do is keep an eye on Twitter.
Shivansh is already calling him QP. I like it.
Undrafted Keisha Johnson, who was on our radar.
Oh my
Ooh,
goodness,
you know
the Heat got him.
I know, huh?
Ridiculous. I mean, it might not work out, but if the Heat are interested, look out. They're really, really good at this stuff, man. Maybe they won't always be, but they have been in the past. Wow.
Oh man, the tweets keep going. Let me see if Eric G texted me back. Oh, he hasn't seen the Slater tweet. That's unfortunate. Okay, Anthony Slater. Maybe
So,
behind on
Mr.
it.
Eric G, you just finised the draft. Can you tell us about this trade that just went down?
Yeah, just
You know, you've been up for 2 days straight without sleep. But no, I'm kidding. I'm sure he's got it all scheduled out.
he's gonna update that website.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Jake Fisher. I'm sending Jake Fishers. Jake was on it today. Tip your hat to Jake.
Yeah, Dray, $9.99. I think we did, man.
Did what?
Unless you've seen something. He's saying so the Warriors didn't get Quinten Post. I think we did. Yeah, no, I think we did. It seems like we reacquired the pick for money back from the Trailblazers.
Traded the pick. OKC traded the pick to Portland, and
Yeah.
we bought it back. What?
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah. Maybe Eric G was busy updating a website. Oh well.
No doubt he's been super busy and can't, stay on top of every little
Duly
Warriors
noted.
thing going on.
Yeah, I'll remember that next draft. Let's look at what's happening here. Quinten Post is the first 7-footer for the Warriors since Manute Bol.
We could sign Bol too. He's an unrestricted free agent.
Evan Giddings goes, who does he write for again? 95.7? Yeah, 95.7. Sometimes he gets a little opinionated, or most of the radio guys do. But did we essentially draft Dario Saric? Love this pick for the Warriors by Kevin O'Connor. Okay.
Hey, go KOC, man. He's always very positive, actually, for being an active media guy.
Who's he with? Ringer?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool, man. I got to remember this tweet. Let me jot this one down. It's got a little scouting report. Knockdown shooter, 42.9% over his final 2 collegiate seasons. Dean, I think you should go look up some Quinten Post highlights if you could and verify some of this.
Yeah, I just finished with the Lindy Waters III stuff, so okay.
He can also attack closeouts off the dribble. Really?
I like these old college players. I know don't always maximize them, but they know how to play, man. But
how did nobody see this? Wait a minute.
Well, we don't know if it'll work, or we're pretty sure we have him.
Oh,
but yeah, I wonder.
Wow. Gosh, I'd love to see him go against Looney 101.
You know Draymond's psyched, man. You know Draymond's psyched that we got a 5-year veteran big man in the second round. He's got to be.
Wow. Reliable interior defender.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Minuses. His handle tends to get a little too loose on post-ups. No worries for the Warriors. We never post up our big men. We only post up Wiggs. Despite his last name, he's better when he's facing up.
Well,
that's a funny one. Kevin O'Connor.
Yeah.
I had to follow that word by word. Despite his last name, he's better when he's facing up rather than playing with his back to the basket.
Yeah. His name should be Quinten Face, man.
Can he expand on his standstill shooting ability? Wow. He can spot up and pick and pop, but adding some movement. Wow.
He looks like he's fairly agile for a 7-footer.
Okay, Eric G gave the green light.
Yep, we're good then. We got him.
What happened was he was definitely working on the website. He had his head down the whole time.
Absolutely understandable.
No,
thank him for all of his work for all of us, if you could, Rich. But
yeah,
totally understandable that this bizarre little second round maneuvering. Man, I gotta say, so far Dunleavy's been pretty
that was pretty savvy.
Pretty smooth,
Wow, man. Let's I'm tempted to fire up the Twitch channel and let's go look at highlights together.
I'm watching them right now.
Who wants to? Okay. So let's just do it. There's too much draft energy not to. Man, I really should be going to get my first meal of the day right now, but forget it. We're going to fire up the Twitch channel just like when we rewatched Game 6 of 2022 Finals. We're going to do the thing that is not allowed on YouTube. How do I log out of this? All right, Dean, I'm going to send you a link for us to go look at this.
Okay, cool.
You want to send me a link of the email me? It's best to email because it's on the other laptop. Email me the link that you're looking at right now for the highlights.
Oh, okay. There's the one I'm watching is 6 minutes. There's another one that is 9:45.
Send me the link.
Email.
Email.
I'll just send you this one. Okay. Let me.
I will send you the other link, that you know what, so that we can simultaneously go through this.
Cool. Sounds good. Just sent the YouTube link to you.
Okay. Oh man. Oh gosh. Okay. There's your link. What else do I have to do? Am I live?
Man.
No.
MDJ making it fun.
Yeah, really. Dean Chambers, thank you for the YouTube link of Quinten Post. How do I do this again? I got so many.
The real one, yes, sir.
Let me know when you're in the other link.
And of course, our guest Doc Martin and Reed OC as well. Also real.
Wow, we gotta. Oh man, this is good. This is good. Right, Pinky? There you go.
Yeah.
I know, Siobhan. Same energy as yours, Siobhan.
He is the second round pick, though. Let's not get too crazy. But
we are getting crazy.
I'm liking what I'm seeing, though. I'm liking what I'm seeing. I'm getting my hopes up a little bit. You know what I mean? I like it.
We are crazy, at least on draft day. Get yourself in the stream, Dean. You know what I'm talking about? Check your email.
Oh,
let's go.
Sorry. There we go.
Oh man.
I have so many tabs open, I don't even know what's going on anymore.
I'm going to screenshot that, Pinky. This is awesome. Thank you. And then I'm going to go to Twitter now as you log in to me, Dean.
To Twitch?
No. Check your email. Remember how we did this? That's how we're doing it again. Same thing. Instead of watching Game 6, 2022 Finals, we're going to watch Quinten Post highlights.
Yeah. Cool.
Somehow. It's being streamed out there on the interwebs, and we are going to tap into that. We are all going to tap into that shortly. Let me do some things like tell everybody what we're doing so we can get more people on here because this is fun. And then I'll tell you guys where to go shortly so we can do this together. So let me tweet. Yeah, this is fun.
Okay. I opened the wrong.
Even Bob Myers is still talking, and I'm like, oh man, I want to keep an ear on Bob Myers. I love when he talks.
Oh yeah, man, I'm super glad that Bob Myers, even though I also haven't heard him talk as much as I'd like, we get to hear him all the time. That's
he
so
always jokes with Screamin A. He always is the counter. It was a genius. Even though I kind of want to see the billion-dollar cable companies go down. I want to see the world burn, and I want to see YouTube channels win.
Oh.
I might still get that, but I love Bob Myers on ESPN. I hate saying that. No, I don't. I like it, but then again, there's the light side and the dark side of the force working at simultaneously. All right, we don't need you on there, so you can get rid of your video and save your own bandwidth. Let me tweet. I got to tweet and let people know what we're doing here.
Dunkirk coming through again, man.
We are about to watch Quinten. I hope I spelled his name like Quinten, like San Quentin, right? No, it's Quinten. Quinten Post highlights together. Join us.
Oh, we got to learn a little Dutch now. Man,
oh,
I said like it, Rich and Dean, so inspirational. Thank you, Boomer.
Oh, thanks.
Whenever we get the Steph Curry reference, of course. Wonderful.
All right, now I need the link, which is this YouTube Live. Man, now I got to change the thumbnail for later. It's extra work. I got to change it to Quinten Post. What is his handle, guys? Let's start following him on all socials. Quinten Post Twitter. Did they tag him here? No. Wish him a very happy birthday.
Oh, tell me he's not on social media.
Oh, dude. That would be hilarious. That would be hilarious.
That's why we drafted him.
Quinten Post.
He's the perfect Let's Go Warriors pick, man.
Oh, there it is. Quinten Post 2. Is that really him, though? It's not.
Yeah, right. 0 posts. Joined November 2020.
24 followers. Let's see if he's following fam. Big football fan. Hoops Nation. That's suspect. I don't know. No, those followers following. Okay, it looks legit. It looks legit. He's following a Boston College sicko. So I have a feeling that might be him.
Well, if it's not some huge Boston College.
Following you now, Quinten.
Some huge Boston College guy pretending to be him. Just got a nice little shout out if it's not him. But we're doing our best,
Okay. In 3, 2, 1. Not for you guys on the tweet. And also on Instagrams, on the IGs. Hold on a sec. Let me retweet this. What time is it in the Philippines right now?
6:46 a.m.
Wow. Thank you, guys. You're on at 6:46 a.m.
Yeah. Oh, it's the Philippines, man. The basketball never sleeps. Just like California, for being honest. A lot more people, though. A lot more people than we do.
All right, I'm just sending this.
Big three, TJD, Loon Dog, and QP.
QP, baby.
I call them Big Three. They need, take it easy. But the 3 bigs, yeah,
hilarious.
Absolutely.
I love getting overly excited over a 52 pick.
Yeah, dude, it's the
just
best.
for the
There's
hell
nothing
of
like it. Yeah, why not? We didn't think we were going to get this, so it's even sweeter, you know?
Oh man, we're literally excited more about this 7-foot guy that can hit threes. That's probably slow.
He's not.
Looney slow, maybe. We'll see on the highlights.
Yeah, come check it
We're
out.
more excited about this guy than an NBA veteran of 2 years, Lindy Waters, probably very mobile. You know, I am.
No, we're excited about him too, though, right? We're all excited about getting him, shooter.
This is such a novel pick, right? It's
Yeah.
just, oh my goodness.
Oh, 7-footer who can shoot, though.
Right up our alley.
Yeah.
Let me get your link from YouTube. Oh man, I might have done the wrong thing, Dean. I might need to log out. I'm just thinking here. Let's see. No, I did it right. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh, this is so confusing. Oh, I already put it up there. Oh, thank you. Okay, cool. So.
No, you're right, Bruce. We need to talk about Waters as well, because I think that's a great pickup for the team too. Just another athletic.
We did talk to him about him though, didn't we?
We did, but we
Okay.
weren't gushing for him like this. But this is such a surprise that we even had this pick.
We got a big man. Come on, Dean. Let me celebrate. We got a big man. No, I think I really am partly happy about that because we got our big man, right? So shut you and you and you and you and you up.
What? Does Chris J have some more news?
Really?
Reese Beekman, maybe?
Oh my gosh. So refresh Twitter. Oh gosh. What are we doing? Premier two-way contract, Virginia, Reese Beekman. Okay. Thank you, Dub Nation FR.
Trying to find that news.
We're about to watch Quinten Post highlights together. Anybody got like Boston College fan site excited about the Warriors or something? That'd be funny to connect with them. Who is a BC guy? Okay. Hang tight. We're almost about to watch this together. Sorry.
Hey, did Keith Smith go to BC?
Shut up.
Did he?
No. Really?
He's from Massachusetts. Oh, maybe not.
There it is. Okay, here we go. This is everyone go to Twitch. It's still called NBA Finals though. Oh well.
Cool. That's fine. Hey, maybe it'll come true.
Slater has what? The same as Shams? Pin this.
Later. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to end up with 50 tabs open at once.
Go to the pinned comment to watch Quinten Post together. It's not the best. It's not the best solution for this, but it's more fun to watch it together.
Definitely.
Slater. Let's catch up on the comments. Slater. Okay. Oh, look at that. Toronto is sending Jalen McDaniels to the Kings for. I wanted to get Vezenkov, but Sacramento would never trade him to us, you know.
Oh, so they gave up on Dave, or not gave up, but they traded out Davion Mitchell.
Mm-hmm.
And Sasha,
the other guy,
Vezenkov.
They drafted a guy that will replace Davion.
That's right. We were talking about that.
Butler, right? His name's Butler.
Butler?
Devin Butler? I don't know. Devin Carter.
Yeah, Carter or Carson. Sorry, I forget. But wasn't Vezenkov also like asking not to come back to the Kings too? Is that right?
Sasha didn't. Yeah, Sasha won more playing time.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chris J. Let's see. Anything else?
I wasn't able to find that. Does anyone have a? Do you have a link, Chris, to the Slater?
Yeah, it's right here.
Slater?
He's talking about Okay, so sometimes people jump into our comments and they don't know that we've already talked about stuff. So I think that's what happened.
But where's Reese Beekman?
I had that already. That was Shams. That wasn't Slater.
Oh, those Shams.
Yeah. Right here. So we can go to Shams.
Okay.
Oh, the Jalen Bridges was on our board too. Two-way deal with the Suns. Oh my gosh, you went to the Suns too? Oh man, the Suns got two of the guys that were on our board.
I think they've done pretty well to add some other. I mean, you never know how these guys are going to play, but they're adding some young talent.
They have no choice, though. Yeah.
Well, but they're not. They did all like all veteran minimums last year, basically.
Yeah, so it's either young talent like this and or veteran minimum. So bringing some young talent, it's a good. The whole league is trending that way, and it's harder for veterans to win regular season games. Is kind of my thesis. It has been ever since we struggled at 500. Okay, I think we're ready.
You need young for sure.
Yay, RJ's happy we got a big man.
Hey.
All right, hit play. Let's hit play and let's watch this. I'm okay. I'm gonna leave Screamin A Smith and then I'm gonna just screencast it, screen mirror on my TV. Oh, I love this technology, man. Oh, what beautiful technology.
Can you imagine doing this 40 years ago? You just have to hang out.
I didn't even know. How would I have done this last year? I didn't even know this stuff. You learn on the fly.
Yeah.
Let me turn the volume up because we can. I'm so glad there's this platform called Twitch.
That's great.
Okay.
And our bell too. Our bell's our Twitch.
It's just set to music. Oh gosh, that music sucks. But anyways, he just made a couple post moves. And he did a roll and he dunked it. Okay. I want to see you shoot, man.
Yeah, that's
shots, baby. It's coming up. Little push shot inside. Okay, look at the handles. Lefty.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Man, I got to write the notes. I got to take my eye away from. Was that a three that he shot?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Did another one.
Okay. Me likey. Ah. Oh, yeah. Can I enlarge in this a bit? I've never really done this. That better?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Let's go, Quinten. Jump hook. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, we love the three ball. Splash. I'm hearing my echo on you, Dean, by the way.
Yeah, let me turn it down.
Oh,
is that better?
Oh, he's from the logo. He's from the logo. I forgot to put the link here. Yeah. I mean, just for future reference, guys. Oh, that's not it. You can comment comment all you want right now, Dean, because I'm busy typing.
Oh yeah. He's not averaging a ton of assists, but it seems like he has some pretty good vision, especially being up there in the clouds, being 7 feet tall. And I'm glad to see that he's got a little mobility on him too for that height, which makes me think probably one of the reasons teams didn't want him was that he was a senior in college and not a ton else.
Block shot.
Yeah, no, he's blocked a couple of them here.
Of course, we're playing Fairfield here, but who cares?
Well, it's the second round pick, man. Yeah.
Division One,
Just having a good time.
Division One block.
Yeah.
We got to search. What are people saying about Quinten Post? I'm doing a search on Twitter right now. Let's look for some BC fans and let's get them on this live stream. How's that?
Yeah.
Quinten Post. Okay, Boston College men's basketball's happy about it. Drafted.
Oh, yeah.
I still can't get over Kevin O'Connor loves this pick for the Warriors in capital letters.
Yeah, that's great.
Oh, there's a video.
There's a video of what?
Of his family? Yeah. Where did he get this from? Loon Muse on Twitter. Got it. Let me put it in the back screen. Twitter.com, Loon Muse. Account doesn't exist. Oh, Kevon Looney Muse is.
This guy's got some good moves inside too. He's not just a spot up
right
shooter.
Here's the video, guys. 49 seconds.
With the 52nd pick in the 2024 NBA Draft, the Golden State Warriors select Quinten Post.
That's wholesome, man.
I wonder if he's back in the Netherlands there. They do have they finally have second round picks in a building, which is nice to see.
Say again?
They have second round picks in a building this time, a lot of them. But I wonder if he's back there in the Netherlands.
Oh, right. Wow, that's cool. Put that in the notes. QP celebrating. Oh, that's
UP, baby. All right.
Oh, my fault. I didn't give you the actual link. My fault. Looney Muse. You know what? Let's go to the original from Molly, whoever that is. Copy. QP fam link. There you go. Anything else you're seeing on the highlights? Because I haven't been able to watch since.
Just good physicality, looking for contact quite a bit, which is great for a player of his size who likes to shoot, obviously. Maybe could set the screens a little harder, a little bit more. But he seems like he's doing a pretty good job even there on most of these screens. Yep. Feels comfortable. Looks like he's comfortable shooting from both sides of the court. Of course, these are highlights. You can't see him boxing out or whether he can catch the ball well every time, what kind of hands he has and things like that. But these do look pretty good. I think the video is over, too. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Yep.
Next one. You got another one for me? Or I was just going to search Quinten Post. Let's see. Here's 9 minutes of it. 3 months ago, ACC Digital Network. Somebody copied Screamin A. Oh, why no one is talking about this 7-foot sniper? Okay, let's do that. Is there sound?
It offers in-depth player analysis and gives nuance to the way you watch basketball. In this series, we're going to be looking over every single prospect in the upcoming NBA draft. Some of which you may know, however, there are going to be numerous hidden gems that we explore throughout the coming
Good
weeks.
catch on
In
that
today's
one.
episode, we're going to explore
Oh, he's playing
all those
UNLV.
hidden gems.
That's
The
big time.
7-foot center out of Boston College,
Okay.
Quinten Post. Post.
Okay.
Now let's talk about Quinten Post's
2 weeks ago.
strengths. The first strength that stands out when you're discussing Post's game is his shooting. Post shot 43% from beyond the arc, and these are
Okay.
often on pick and pop or off movement shots, making him that much more impressive.
Wow.
Secondly, he's very talented in the post, and in particularly with his right hand. His right hand, when he's
Yay,
gonna
what a
over the
rebound.
left shoulder and have that 3 foot, 4 foot, maybe 5 or 6 feet touch shot, it's automatic. Next,
Not
his
just
passing
automatic,
is next
Dean.
level,
Automatic.
so he's second on his entire team. 99 assists.
He's got his P's and Q's in order.
Positive assist to turnover ratio. There's still a bunch of weaknesses to Post's game offensively. The first of which is that he struggles to roll in pick and roll situations. Oftentimes his default decision is to pop, and it leads to a lot of plays he doesn't roll when he has the opportunity to. Secondly, his post scoring with his left hand is very poor. He's very clearly uncomfortable shooting with his left hand in the post, and it leads to a lot of awkward looks. Finally, he really struggles to handle the ball or put the ball on the floor in general and shoot off of a drive. While I think he's actually decent enough to get the ball in a delay situation and run some kind of delay series with a team at the top of the key, once you force him to drive, he at times is very uncomfortable. Now, let's get into the film and watch Quinten Post play. On this possession, Quinten Post runs hard and immediately steals and gets an early post up. Once he's here, he gets in position and has a nice right-hand touch shot over the left shoulder. On this play, Quinten Post is going to be running in the trail slot. As you see right here, no one picks him up, and he knocks down an NBA range 3. His shot is quick, and he's very comfortable shooting from beyond the arc. On this possession, he's once again going to be running in the trail slot. He gets it, has a nice release, and knocks it down. Now, let's watch Quinten Post in this situation right here. He gets the ball at the top of the key and actually does a really nice job with a straight line drive. For a 7-footer, that was impressive. Right here, he gets the ball again, pops up at the top of the key, rips through, and looks good again. So he shows flashes of being able to put the ball on the floor. However, more often than not, when he gets the ball in a delay series like this, he just takes an awkward shot. Keep in mind, that was with his left hand. Once again, not his spot. Right here, he gets it in delay again, and it's with his left hand, and he doesn't make it.
Wow, this is a good scouting report. Let me
One thing that he
copy
does
the
really
link.
well is just operating in delay series in general. So he's going to pop out here and get the ball, and then Boston College is going to go into their Zoom series, which is when Mason Madsen has the opportunity to potentially come off of a handoff. However, Joe Girard from Clemson is top blocking Mason Madsen. So Madsen makes the read to cut backdoor, and Post recognizes this and throws a beautiful pass. Quick release, just great pass, and honestly, it's really fun to see that from the center. Right here, Quinten Post is once again going to get the ball in the very similar Zoom series, although now there's 3 guys on this side. And Mason Madsen is once again going to switch and cut from the corner instead of coming up. And Post hits him. Right here, in this series, Post is going to set a screen, get the ball again, and then go right again to this Zoom action, which is what Boston College loved to run. He keeps this right here and hits Jaden Zachary on a backdoor cut. Just great playing from Quinten Post. Now, right here, he's in another delay situation. He's going to hand the ball off, and now it's going to become an empty DHO right here. He does a good job getting out and has a nice finish. Unfortunately, that was literally one of the few times I saw him rolling to get a score. Right here, in a double drag, he pops, gets the ball, and just look how confident he is shooting from deep in a 2-point game. He's a good shooter. Right here, Boston College is going to get the offensive rebound. Quinten Post is going to come up for this step-up screen. And here's what I love about this play. Look how hard he's running to set the screen. Great pace, sets a nice screen, and pops. And the
Man,
reason why
I
it's
wonder if
good
the Warriors saw
hard
this scouting report. It's
is
good.
look at this bit of separation that has already occurred before the screen has even been set. Even more here. This means
This is
this
so
guy
good. I want to
already
contact
trying
this
to
guy, man.
cover here, but he's also now going to have to help Jaden Zachary on the drive. So he's really not providing much resistance at all right there. And Post pops and is then wide open to knock down a three. I love seeing that effort from Quinten. On this possession, Post is going to set another more of a brush screen type play. However, it doesn't fall. Just wanted to show it to remind you, even good players miss. Right here, he's going to pop again. And then he pump fakes, which was great. But once again, look how uncomfortable he is with his left hand here. Not the shot that you want, and it doesn't fall. Now, let's watch Quinten Post, once again, look to get the ball in the post. Wow, it's pretty fitting with his name. Right here, Boston College is going to run this rip screen, which is when this screen right here from Prince Alipe is going to allow Post to get in the post. And once again, he's looking to get the ball to his right hand and has a nice touch shot. If he's able to get this shot off with his right hand, more likely than not, it's going in. Right here, similar move and just great touch right there. On this play, this is just like a highlight finish going up against a smaller Matthew Cleveland. And what's interesting here is you would think that, oh, this is going to be over the right shoulder, so he's going to shoot it with his left hand. But he changes up midair and just does a nice right hand touch. Another move that he's really talented at is the drop step. Right here, he's going to back down Buchanan on Virginia and have a nice drop step.
Now I want to go back to practice and watch him go one-on-one against Looney.
Once again here, he's going to set a screen, get Blake Buchanan in the post again, and just give him the work with a drop step and right hand finish. Unfortunately, as I mentioned earlier, when he tries to play with his left hand, he really struggles. Right here, Post is calling for the ball and takes a left-hand touch that doesn't fall. Well, that clip told you something. I think this next clip is going to tell you a lot. Right here, Norchad Omier on Miami is completely denying almost. He's almost playing to the side, knowing that Post is going to go to his right. Post could very easily spin the other direction and have a nice left-hand touch. He's very uncomfortable with his left hand, so he takes this shot instead, which Omier was able to contest. Let's watch this again at full speed. Omier is begging Post to spin and shoot with his left hand, but Post says no, and it's a miss. Another thing that Post is able to do really well is pass out of the post. Right here, he's going to set a screen and be guarded by Duke's Kyle Filipowski. Duke is now going to send a double with Mark Mitchell right here. And Post sees that, and as soon as he sees the double, Tyrese Proctor's out of position. Tyrese should be a step in here so he can guard both of these guys. But Tyrese is out of position, so Quinten Post throws a dime to Mason Natson, and it's a three. Let's watch this one more time. Coach John Shire sees this immediately. He's pointing at Tyrese. Tyrese doesn't see it, and it's money. On this next clip, Quinten Post is once again going to do a really nice job passing out of a double. Right here, he's going to back down his man, and then Ian Shefflin is going to send a double from below. Just as a general basketball advice, you should really never send a double from behind.
This guy knows players on the other team.
Doesn't really feel this as much.
That's nuts.
It also forces this guy to stay connected here. And so then he's able to make this pass because Jack Clark is out of position here. If, let's say, PJ Hall were to maybe swipe and dig and then have somebody come from over the top, Post would feel more pressure. But he doesn't and makes a great pass, and Jaden Zachary has a nice two-dribble mid-range. Now let's talk about Quinten Post's strengths defensively. The first of which is his rim protection, where he had 61 blocks last season. He's a true 7-footer with great physicality. Next, he is really, really good in drop coverage. Opponents only scored 0.655 points per possession with him and the pick and roll, and he almost exclusively plays drop coverage, and that number would probably be lower if it wasn't for the times where he was not in drop. Finally, his post defense is elite, where he was in the 74th percentile of all players in college basketball. There are still some weaknesses to Quinten Post's game defensively. The first of which is whenever he has to go in any other type of pick and roll coverage, whether it's a switch or a hard hedge or a soft hedge, he just clearly is not very comfortable doing that. Secondly, his guarding against pick and pop bigs is not very good. The reasoning behind this is because of the fact that he's typically in a drop. So if the man he is guarding is able to shoot, more often than not, they're able to pop and have a wide open look because of Post's traditional deep drop. Finally, when Post switches onto guards, he typically gets embarrassed and it leads to a lot of issues. Now, let's get into the film and watch Quinten Post play. Right here, Quinten Post is going to be in a help side position, guarding Malik Brown, who hits a cutter.
Not bad.
Despite this, Post is able to get back and stop the Judeman's drive. And once again, look at how vertical Post is. It's just fundamentals like that that make him very talented. Being able to play defense without fouling is a huge asset. Right here, he's trying to deny Norchad O'Meara in the post. Nigel Pack gets downhill, but Post comes over and provides a help side block. It's that stuff that's great to see. Right here, Quinten Post is in what would be considered to be a deep drop. He's at the ACC when this screen is being occurred. The reasoning behind this is the fact that his man is a non-shooter. They have to reset it. Post is in another deeper drop. And then what's important about drop coverage is to make sure that this guy can't get below you. He gets a step on Post, but Post is backpedaling and has long arms to get a steal. It's just great stuff. Right here, also against Miami, against Norchad O'Meara, he's in another drop. And what I love to see here is he's guarding Luka Poplar with high hands, but he's able to get back and get a steal. Right here, against UNLV in the NIT, he's going to be in another deep drop. He does a good job once he gets back to his man, not giving up on the play, and getting a nice help side block. Right here, he's going to come into what would be considered to be a softer drop, almost closer to an at the level. But he comes back, but then once he realizes that his teammate is beat, he veers onto the ball handler, picks him up, and says, "Get that shit out of here." Right here against Virginia, he's going to be in a situation where he has to switch onto Reese Beekman. Reese Beekman isolates and cooks him. That's the type of things that are tough with his game. Right here against Virginia again, Quinten Post is going to be involved in another ball screen. He first off does a good job guarding the post here, but then he's in a deeper drop and then doesn't close out in time to stop that three. Right here against Duke, he's going to be more focused on Tyrese Proctor, leaving Kyle Filipowski wide open. Flip just can't knock it down. Right here, Post is going to be in a position where he's going to switch again. He switches on to Nigel Pack, which is never a recipe for success. And what Nigel Pack did here is a good skill for anyone that's watching this that's going to play. If you have a mismatch on you, just give it to your teammate and then call for the ball right back. The reasoning behind this is now not only do you have a mismatch, but you have your jab step and the ability to fully rip through, which is what Pack does.
Nice move.
Basket. Reloading is
Makes me want
always
to
a
play.
great idea against a mismatch. Right here, he switches again. It's to one of the better six-man low in the ACC. Quinten Post tries to guard him, but honestly gets embarrassed. He has shown flashes of being okay in a switch. Right here against Bub Carrington, an NBA prospect and maybe first-round pick. Quinten Post stays in front of him, doesn't fall for pump fakes.
Yeah, he was a first-round pick.
Now, let's finish off with watching Post guarding the post. Right here, he has multiple efforts against Brendan Huntley Hatfield. He gets the first block, gets the second, and competes for the third. And he does that all without fouling. It's truly great effort. Right here, he's going to be guarding Norchad Omier of Miami. Omier is going to drive on him, but Post stays square, has a great base, and defends without fouling. On this last clip, Quinten Post showcases his physicality. He doesn't let his man spin, he cuts him off, and fully contests, making it a tough shot. In my opinion, Quinten Post is an NBA player. Post has the ability to run a delay offense really well, space the floor, and remain physical. There are a lot of things that he's not able to do. He's not a lob threat. He's not going to set necessarily the best pick and roll actions.
Still don't have the big man lob threat.
He can do more than make up for this. At 7 feet tall, shooting as well as he can, and being aggressive and good in drop coverage, you have to make the NBA. When looking at what his potential career could be like, I think his ceiling could be a world where he has like a 7 or 8 year career as a nice backup change of pace big that you're going to give like 15 minutes a game to. You're going to put him in, he's going to space the floor, run your offense, and give your number one guy a break. I think what his more realistic outcome is going to be is someone that's in the NBA for 3 to 4 years is probably going to sign a couple of two-way contracts and then maybe get like 1 2-year deal before eventually a team wants to kind of go on to a newer thing. And the reason why I think that he's going to get a couple of contracts is just because of the fact that he's old. He's going to be a good presence in the locker room. He's going to be able to do the things that are really good. And just like, if you're 7 feet tall and can shoot, there will be a spot for you as long as you're willing to work hard. And from everything I've seen, I think that's a possibility. I think his floor would be teams would be concerned just about the lack of pick and roll abilities and the overlook reliance of drop coverage. I think that could make teams feel a little uncomfortable. And maybe if he has a bad summer league, he might not get a two-way contract. And at that point, he may never make the NBA. Although I really would be surprised if that happened. As far as where I would draft him, I think maybe he goes in the late 50s. Maybe
wow, he's spot on. Wow.
If he goes earlier than that. But I also would be really surprised if he's not able to snag one of those undrafted two-way contracts. Overall, I think he could be a really nice addition to any team looking to add a presence in the locker room and just overall competitiveness. That's my take, and we'll be back at it again tomorrow.
How do I get a hold of you, dude? That's awesome. I'm going to end that right now. I think we've seen enough. Shivansh is on fire today. Super Dario. You better trademark that, man. Man, we got to figure out how to make like t-shirts, you know, real quick, like Super Dario for, oh man, that'd be awesome. I would love it if there was a way to just, maybe I need to get a, this will never happen, but get a screen printing machine and just do a few real quick. Man, trademark that, Super Dario. That's sick, man. That's funny. Yeah, I've seen enough, and I don't know what I'm more impressed by. Am I more impressed by Quinten Post, or am I more impressed by this guy, the scouting report guy? That is absolutely some gold standard work, scouting report wise. I've got to go subscribe to him. Hang on while I do that. Rim review. Subscribe. 627 subscribers as we speak. Where did Dean go? Dean go feed the cat? Because I'm ready to go eat some lunch. However, you see this? 8 rebounds a game. How much did Podziemski have? Let's look at Brandon Podziemski. Brandon Podziemski wiki. How many rebounds did Brandon get?
I think it was like 9.5.
That's sick.
8.8.
8.8 compared to 8.1. That's pretty good.
Well, it's ridiculous for Podziemski. You know?
Yeah.
Big 6'4", exactly. Or whatever, 5, whatever it is. You're excited, huh, Rich? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I like the Lindy Waters deal in terms of I can see him fulfilling the role that Damion Lee left. That we
I
haven't
really liked it
found.
when you said that. Yeah.
We haven't found. I got that from Kawakami. They were talking. Somebody tweeted Kawakami that.
Oh, okay.
So kudos to that guy, whoever it was. But
Yeah.
like, we haven't had a Damion Lee type. I mean, Lester Quinones doesn't really count as that. He's more of a point guard that can shoot threes rather than the spot up two guard that will be in the game. And really, like I was talking to Doc Martin about, where just like CJ McCollum said, when your main guy goes out and everybody's got to step up one every now and then, the 10th guy on the team's got to step up to the 7th, 8th role because somebody got injured or somebody needs to load manage. And so I think Lindy Waters will definitely help win more regular season games. And then this guy, Quinten Post, is just, exciting to have a big that can shoot threes. That's just the thing we love these days. Whether it's Porzingis, whether it's Quinten Post, whether it's Looney, we wanted Looney to shoot now, and he said he would. So it's exciting,
Yeah, Martin.
Hey, Arbel.
Yeah, I think it's wonderful. It seems like.
Yeah,
Huh?
we can end up whatever you want. You woke up at 2? Wow.
I don't know why. Yeah, maybe I was just excited for the draft that I didn't know was canceled and then came back.
I know.
Crazy. But yeah, it seems like we got two players who look like they might be able to contribute a little bit, in meaningful.
They'll definitely
ways.
fit in, whether it's like depth chart wise, they definitely fit in, right? Like
and also it seems like their playing style fits what we like to do too, just the skill sets that they have and their build, I guess, the shooting wing and the shooting big who can block some shots and rebound and everything. Yeah.
Hold up. Dean Agon just said Quinten Post went on Twitter. Did he? Let's see. Oh, look. Okay. Quinten Post. Is it Quinten Post 2? I better follow him there.
I think that's the Twitter that you said before, yeah.
No, that's not. No. I don't think it.
Underscore?
He doesn't have any posts.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure, yeah.
Not even one?
Show more
post.
There you go. I knew you were going somewhere with this. Where is it, Dean? It's weird. I thought Quinten Post 12. Okay. I'm on Quinten Post 2, and there's more and more Quinten Post accounts as I type these things in. Warriors. I've been a Warriors fan my whole life. Okay, maybe it's this guy. Who's he follow? Yeah, you'd have to have more than a handful. You'd have to have some Boston College hardcore guys, right? Following you? Followers.
Excuse
Don't
me.
know.
Yeah, I would imagine. Yeah.
Don't know. It's tough to tell. We got to go way back. Like, see if he's got. He's reposting Warriors stuff. I don't know. I think this could be a fake account.
Yeah. Oh,
I think this is fake. He just so happened to be retweeting all of these old Warrior posts from February. Then there's nothing from Boston College.
That would probably be a pretty cool thing for each team to do. Like once they sign a rookie, like put out all their real accounts and stuff. It seemed like he had an Instagram or something though too.
This definitely isn't him. Yeah, let's go look at the Instagram. I'm going to follow this. Let's go to Instagram. Quinten Post. Oh yeah, he's verified. Follow. Maurice Aguiar. Is that his girlfriend? Oh, it might be. Yeah. His girlfriend posted that one that we saw from the living room. So I don't know if that's the Netherlands or not. I don't know.
Which one?
The one that I showed you from the family room. They're celebrating.
Oh, yeah. I would bet that it is.
Is what?
I would imagine it's. Well, I'm just thinking it's probably overseas. Otherwise, they might as well have just gone to New York, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, I guess there's no way to tell.
Yeah, anywhere. Yeah.
It's just an educated guess. A semi-literate guess.
Could be anywhere.
Yeah, that's true.
Could be at her. Well, she just posted from Amsterdam, but that is what? That's a different one. Okay, maybe she got the video from his side of the family. There's another. Okay, so that's his mom and dad. They're in the Netherlands. I think he is with his girlfriend's parents, wherever they live in America. I think, if I had to guess.
Oh,
Based on
okay.
those two videos posted by Quinten Post on Instagram. It's easy to find. Quinten Post _ Yeah, I'm glad that he's more active on Instagram than Twitter. Twitter is too much.
Sign. That's a nice sign too. I like the international guys who go to college too in the U.S. There's something cool about that. Like they have both experiences or whatever, you know.
Three and D guy? You mean Lindy Waters?
Yeah, I must be.
Quinten Post is a 5. And that is an issue.
You don't really talk about centers as 3 and D, huh? Even though they can be, like Brook Lopez or whatever.
Giannis.
Well, Giannis not much of a 3.
He could be. He could pass.
No, shoot 3. Shoot
Or
3.
4, 5.
And,
Oh, gotcha.
yeah.
Not the D part, the 3 part. Yeah.
Yeah. No, Giannis, amazing defender. But
Wow, this is exciting. I had no idea it'd get this exciting.
yeah.
He is.
Well, it's so fun when that comes out of the blue, you know.
Mm-hmm. This is definitely one of the more exciting ones. We always get excited by 3-point shooters. We were excited by Patrick Baldwin Jr., remember?
Yeah. Another tall
He
shooter.
was exciting. Comes off the bench, hits a couple threes, we go nuts. That's
Absolutely.
Warriors basketball, man. That's what makes our team so different. You don't get this with the Timberwolves. I don't mean to throw them under the bus. Maybe get it.
Well, they made the conference finals and we didn't make the playoffs, so
yeah. I'm just saying. Warriors basketball is special. Wardell, Curry enables all of this. And we have to credit Steve because Steve installed the culture around Steph. he made the franchise evolve to become Steph as well, just everything they do at practice. There's a lot of good overlap between those two guys. I actually want to come up with some questions for them when I go to Team USA training camp. If there's going to be a lot, I'm going to have to get plenty of rest before I go into that gym. And I might need to get another phone. But anyways, because I want to have one for like social media and one for YouTube. But anyway, I'd love to ask Steph and Steve what they think about, their legacy building. And it's good to talk this out. Building the Warriors culture, not just, I know they're going to be very humble about it, but dude, both of you are laying the groundwork for the future. Do I really see the culture at Chase Center? Is it really just going to suddenly change into something else after Steph and Steve are no longer with the Warriors? Like, I feel like it's kind of like the Heat culture. And Andre Iguodala will probably tell you the same, like you establish this. And once you enter the doors of the Miami Heat, it becomes you become a way. It's the same with Steve and Steph over here. It's just not as, gritty as Miami is. So it's not as in your face on that. It's not like so obvious. It's like really, it's behind closed doors that it's this.
Yeah, and that has to come really from Pat Riley, I would think. Just a continuous presence there of what that Heat culture is like. That's represented in the way Pat Riley runs things, and so having Kerr and Curry and all these guys. Draymond, Klay, Lacob. I think you're right. I think that helps to establish that, and what you're trying to do is do what only really the Celtics and Lakers have done, which is continue that even when those guys are gone. I think both the Heat and the Warriors have a chance to I guess become like one of those pillars. Like they're always kind of going to be like that,
Yeah.
We'll have to see. But
so again, yeah, that's why we get excited over this guy, right? This guy, like, it's kind of cool. It's kind of fun to be able to, aside from if you're Rim Review, who did a great scouting report, you're excited about making these scouting reports, right? And we're excited about anything that falls right in line with Warriors culture.
I'm excited to possibly get two players who can play, who combined are probably making about what Brandon Podziemski's making, which is not much.
Good point.
Yeah.
But Lindy's going to make more than Podziemski, right? Or, oh no, next year. Okay.
No, I think it's 2.2 and
18th pick. That's pretty good. Yeah, 3.5. Yep.
Yeah.
That's pretty good, man. Look at that.
Yeah.
That's the thing about the NBA. That's the thing about American culture, basketball culture, that has changed everything. I can see why my guys that used to have, part-time jobs and play basketball in my weekend league, forget that. I'm a full-time basketball trainer, and I'm training all these guys that are getting, high school kids that will get Division I scholarships. Then you got Lil came into play, and then so there's a lot of money.
Oh yeah, the NIL. Yeah, you're right. That's big.
Brandon Podziemski is a 19th pick, and he's going to make $3.5 million next year. After taxes, still 1.7. 1.7. You're minting millionaires on days like today and, well, yesterday for the first round. Guaranteed money. Today, still half of this. Still a lot of money. You're getting 6 figures after taxes guaranteed for some of these guys that are signing 2-way contracts. It's nuts.
Charles Barkley, when he won the MVP in 1993, you want to take a guess how much money he was making?
Oh, gosh, 1993 MVP. 6 figures?
No, so 7.
Okay. Yeah. Then I'm going to say Jordan signed the $75 million. So that was, wait, when Jordan signed $75 million, was that like 1 year, or how'd that work back then?
It was like 2 years, I think. He was making like $33 million, which is huge.
I'm going to say Charles Barkley, $3 million.
Is making $2,420,000 that year.
Wow.
When he won the MVP in 93.
Wow. Crazy.
Yeah. So all Mr. Waters has to do is play as well as Charles Barkley, and he'll live up to that contract, man. I'm kidding.
Oh, man. I like this too, Shivansh. Turn Kojo and some cash.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
I'm out of characters. Next live.
Oh, we got Waters and the Splash Brothers. Oh, we have to have the Splash. We're not going to lose the Splash Brothers, right? Can you imagine? No more Splash Brothers?
Oh, no. You can't end on that note, Dean.
Yeah. But we got Waters. You know? Gotta have, if you have Waters, you got to have the Splash, man.
I'm telling you, the next live, I've got to update that in the description. I was thinking Tuesday for a Caitlin Clark watch party.
Great.
But no, free agency is happening on July 1st. Paul George is a big fish in this pond, $48 million contract. Don't you think he's going to be one of the ones that figures out, how does this work usually, Dean? Do you remember from past big fish type guys? Probably one of the first to figure it out on July 1st, right? I don't know if we can go live, because then if I go live, I can't check Twitter all the time. I don't want to pay for TweetDeck. So it would just be going here, refresh this, which is not efficient.
Yeah, it's tedious.
I could find technology maybe to transfer all the tweets to Discord. That's a way around TweetDeck. F you, Elon.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, July 2nd, Caitlin Clark game, 6:30 p.m. Boom. By then,
because it allows us to see all the first day of free agency stuff go down, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Caitlin.
I still haven't seen a Caitlin Clark game yet, so I'm excited. It's a national game?
Free agency. What do you call this? Reaction? It's not right away reaction. Free agency updates. What'd you say?
Is the Caitlin Clark game a national game?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Let's look at WNBA.com Fever. Easy to remember. Scroll up to the top. They're playing the Aces. ESPN.
Oh, nice. Perfect.
They're playing the Aces. Oh, that's going to be a tough game to watch. They're a tough game for them. They're playing really well, though, as compared to before. Before me and Bruce were on here, this team has no chance. But now they've turned the corner.
Are you sure it's not the Mercury game that's ESPN?
Aces ESPN right here, July 2nd. And the Mercury is on July 2nd. I mean, on ESPN. Mercury and Aces game are on ESPN, but the one on July 2nd is the Vegas Aces. And then they got CBS. They're all over. Caitlin is selling tickets.
Oh yeah. She's in terms of impact on the league, she might be the most impactful athlete in the world right now. You know? And those WNBA players are really letting her have it. Smeezy, we already had TJD, man, you know, and Draymond and Mooney. So I'm excited to see how this guy turns out, but can't say finally got a center. I mean, Mooney had 22 rebounds.
True. Trace always forget. Everybody forgets Trace.
Yeah, he played great, man.
I'm so tired. I'm reversing my sentences.
Yeah. Yeah, we're both pretty exhausted. I wasn't expecting this to go to almost 5 o'clock here, Rich, man. Wild.
Me neither.
Okay.
Okay.
Clark is the MJ of the WNBA. I like it. Yeah.
Or the Steph. Or the Steph.
Yeah, or the Steph Curry. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, in terms of the marketing aspect, for sure.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see everybody Tuesday. Everybody cross your fingers until then. Please, Klay.
Hey, we're doing 11s.
It might not even be figured out by then, but please stay a Warrior, please.
Splash Brothers.
Don't be mad, Klay. Don't be mad at anybody. Be happy that you're you're playing basketball and have the ability to negotiate for millions.
Oh, I do want to say one more thing about that. Like,
okay,
I really hope he doesn't buy into all this, like, oh, they disrespected me by not offering me a contract immediately. Like, the Dubs have to go step by step here with the CP3 contract, with all that type of stuff, so that we can get good players. I'm saying we. So the team can get good players around the trio to help them continue to win and compete for titles.
You did say we.
Yep.
We.
Yeah, as they get older, you know. So I hope he understands that.
Yeah, I like that, Dean. Just Us time. Where's my Just Us? Oh, I've opened up so many tabs. I don't know where I'm at anymore. Let's blow this up now that I know I can blow it up and get rid of the other stuff.
The sauce. Yeah.
Oops. Brate. I lost the brate. Here.
Got it. Yeah.
Hey, mon frère.
Mon frère. Mon ami.